Hey everyone, welcome to another edition of Sunday Night Geekery, and happy Thanksgiving to everyone. You know, a couple days late, but hope everyone in the States, and hey, if you're not in the States, I hope you had a turkey too, right? You know, why not?
Technically, it's still Thanksgiving for another couple hours.
Right? Yeah. I've been eating leftovers.
It's a weekend. It's not one day.
Yeah, I've been eating leftovers.
Still? Oh,
we're out of turkey, but I've gone vegetarian the last few days. So
damn, you still got leftovers? Damn.
Wow. How long is that safe, Mark?
Oh, it was only Thursday. I mean, come on, it's Sunday. I mean,
okay, because I put stuff in the freezer today, man. We had a lot of cornbread dressing.
Do you think we throw out food? I mean, come on.
I was out by Friday, man. We had a big bunch of people. Man, I was lucky to get seconds on the Friday, seconds, which was nice.
Yeah, no, that's always good. Yep. So welcome to Clobberin Times, Pat S.
Hey, buddy.
And Maddie's daddy, Mark with the C note, and I think he's back. I think he was checking his laundry or doing something or turning off the stove. I don't know. Checking it twice. So hail to Maddie's daddy, and let's say hi to everyone in the chat. So we got LT is here. Happy Thanksgiving, fan of Outsider, daddy, and let's say hi to everyone in the chat. So Max LT is here. Oh, we're getting some echo here. Thanksgiving. Is that coming through, Steve?
Hey, man. Steve.
I don't sound that bad, do I? Max Redstone. He says, I'm Cornholio. Give me chicken. So I hope you're feeling better, Max. I think you were on the mend.
Max.
So hope things go well. Yep. And who else is here? Oh, Holly's Minion is here. Let's get that truck dog approved. Not the agonizer.
Follow me. Lord Thotha's here too. Avon lives, long live the Legion, dude.
Yeah.
That is true. Do they celebrate Thanksgiving in Canada? Obviously not our Thanksgiving, but
yes, last month.
Okay.
It was a month.
Different Thanksgiving. Yeah, but I think Polly's Minion got 8 new subs today, up to 278. Awesome, yeah. So
congratulations.
Here, let me put the link in for that awesome channel and see me the truck dog. Let's see. Do I have alphabetical, Mark? That would help. Here we go. Alphabetical order on my list here. Look at A.
Congrats, Apollo.
Yeah, pretty awesome. Yep. And I'm almost going to hit 400 soon. I think I need like 4 more subs. So,
woohoo!
I'm getting up there.
All it took was one.
All it took was one, right? Yep.
The first one. That's right. Get the ball rolling.
And that was you. So thank you, Maddie's daddy.
And I dragged Pat S. and Kalabi in. They didn't want to come, but I put them in a chicken wing and dragged them to your channel.
Yes, chicken wing.
Yeah,
I like chicken breast. I'm a breast man myself, but
dark or light.
The most appropriate wrestling move for Thanksgiving.
Yeah. And hail to Brian Hepburn, and also Gap After Dark is here. Make sure. Oh, and the Stream Element Spot. I hope you had a good Thanksgiving and ate well. Oh yeah, that's a good sound effect. Awesome. Yep. So the gang's all here. William Shatner officially denounced George Takei. Oh, well, he's a captain. He can say whatever he wants, right? He's in command. Oh well. I love George Takei. Of course, recently his politics have gone kind of askew. I love following him on Twitter and Facebook, and was always had some great jokes, and always enjoyed reading his feed. It's always a fun, it was fun. It was always something fun. He was on Howard Stern. He was fun. Oh my. Then he got into politics. You know, I don't want to do. I love politics. You know, I'm a political junkie in the real world, involved in town politics, but I just don't want to talk about politics.
Yeah,
I'm
and
not knocking
Takai,
people who do, but
he picks at people, and he picks at
Yeah.
Shatner. And you should just
Yeah.
leave him alone. I think Shatner had the best answer years ago when he was like, I don't even know the man. It's like, we filmed
guess,
some
right.
scenes together. It wasn't even like, and it's true. If you go back and watch the show, I mean, how many lines do they really have together? He tells, do something, and he goes, aye, Captain. I mean, come on.
Yeah. Yeah.
He,
So that's
look,
that's the
George
thing.
Takei was very lucky.
Yeah.
To be a part of that franchise, to milk it, because it was never a major character. Look, we all like Sulu and all that kind of stuff, but it was the triumvirate plus Scotty, the Trinity, and then Scotty that matter. I love Uhura. She does kind of matter in some historical context and stuff like that. But still, as a character, she was not prevalent in the series.
Unfortunately,
And
yeah,
neither
she
was
should have had some
Chekhov
more.
or Sulu. Yeah, they could have been more, but they weren't. They were fine.
weren't.
We all liked them
Yeah.
fine, and they're considered part of the cast and the crew. But let's face it, that show is the Trinity and Scotty, as far as characters are concerned.
No doubt
you're-
about it.
Yeah, Michelle Nichols can, to some degree, claim to be a trailblazer. I'm not sure
Yeah,
about.
sure.
There are other shows like Julia, which had Diane Carroll,
Right.
and I don't remember if that was before or after, but there were shows with black
After. But yeah.
Bill Cosby and I Spy and stuff. Now George Takei absolutely cannot, because the Green Hornet. Well, man, was the Green Hornet before or after?
That
It
was
was
before.
It was right.
That was
Same.
before.
It was actually same year.
Wasn't it?
They both started
66.
in
Or
66?
67 or 67. Maybe in 67, so maybe right after it.
And
Oh,
hey, the
okay.
hungry boy. He says hungry
Hungry
for more
boy.
Turkey Day leftovers. Yeah, we'll still show
Hail.
some turkey soon. Yep.
Hail, Hungry Boy.
And hail to
What's up, buddy?
Dave G Sound. Yep. But yeah, just what I was gonna say too is I love like Takei's comedy and his feed, and before Orange Man, and I kind of just wish he'd kept that. I mean, he's got every right to spout all he wants politically, but it
Yeah.
became no longer fun. I mean, I just
Unhinged,
loved.
like a lot of
Yeah.
them.
Yeah, so I kind of miss that, or maybe he had two feeds. Here's my political feed. Here's my oh my feed. Because he was getting into the cultural zeitgeist a little bit with Howard Stern. He was becoming pretty well followed on social media, and then it all flipped to political. Look at Jimmy Kimmel and Howard Stern, and hey,
He
they
was
can do it,
always
but
unreasonable about Shatner, though, even before all the political
yeah.
crap.
Oh yeah, they were fighting before that. Yeah. No, that's definitely for sure. And then George Takei got to be in. He left Star Trek to star with John. Well, not star with, but he was in John Wayne and the Green Berets. I think was that probably his biggest movie, or
Yeah, probably so. And he says that John Wayne liked Star Trek. He was a Star Trek fan.
Yeah,
So,
well, that's cool. Yeah.
That's why he missed some doing some Trek. So it was fresh on the air at that point. I guess he says, "I like that space show you do there, young man."
Yeah.
Yes, I don't know.
Kind of like Wagon Train in space,
Well, it was called Wagon Train to the Stars. That was kind of the tag that got it tagged with early on, even the early days.
Yeah, they all kind of had the same format, like with Gilligan's Island as well, and some other shows, that you isolate them somewhere, whether it be traveling across the desert in the Southwest or through space or on an island or something, and that way you didn't have to pay a ton of extras. You could just have the same cast every week and then just pay the guest star, Wrong Way Corrigan or whoever. So
he was in a good. Was it one of you guys will know this for sure? Was it an Outer Limits episode
Twilight
or
Zone.
what? That was a good episode. Thank you, Claudia. I should have known. That was a good
Didn't even
episode
get the
though. He had a
question.
good death scene in that, man. I enjoyed that episode. Of course, there's not many Twilight Zone or Outer Limits episodes.
And that episode was only run one time on network television.
Yeah.
And wasn't really showed again until syndication.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm
it
not,
was pulled. Yeah.
What are we talking about? He didn't get to finish the question, so I don't know what you're talking about.
The episode
Okay.
where they find a samurai sword in the attic. Is that the one you're talking about, Pat S?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry.
and
And they kind of relive being soldiers on opposite sides.
yeah.
Oh, wow.
Of World War II, and it was considered by some to be anti-Japanese or anti-Asian. So people complained about the episode when it aired. I just watched it recently, actually.
Is
'cause
that
I
what it
found
was?
online.
Were people back then really upset about that, or was it more of like it was too fresh from a World War II veteran's perspective of both, or was it really? Did people really think it was too anti-Asian?
It seems like Americans were pretty anti-Japanese for a while after World War II.
I was going to say, I
Yeah.
wonder how
Well,
many
this is the
people in the
60s
50s or
though,
60s
right?
would have been upset by that. You know?
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
I remember a stand-up comedian. I don't remember which one, but in the '70s, saying that if he was Lee Iacocca and he was competing against Toyota and at the time Datsun, that what he would do is say, "We're here in beautiful downtown Pearl Harbor, Hawaii, to test the new," and
Yeah.
that was the '70s, and nobody got upset about it. So I'm thinking at that point,
That's true.
people were probably, and as you guys know, I mean, there was still racism in comic books against the Japanese and the Asian people,
Mhm.
Sure.
and even as
Yeah.
late as the Green Hornet was in the '60s, and originally Kato was Japanese, and so for the Green Hornet show, they didn't, there was still a lot of anti-Japanese sentiment, so they made him Chinese.
Yeah.
So
Look at if
So
you
I
ever
don't-
want to, you're talking the 70s. Look at the lyrics to the intro song for Hong Kong Phooey. Now, granted, not Japanese, right? But
Hong Kong Fooey.
yeah,
and
I
that was
mean,
that was the late '70s too.
yeah, and he's
Number one
saying
super
like
guy.
he's using some like fake made up word. And the funniest thing was, it's you guys remember who did Hong Kong's voice, right?
Yes, Scatman Crothers.
Scatman Crothers, right?
Yeah.
Who was also who in Generation One of Transformers? Does anybody remember?
I was going to say The Shining. I thought you were going to go to The Shining, but no.
He was Jazz in
Jazz.
Transformers movie, and the thing, great voice and everything. But I mean, geez, can you imagine doing that today? God, people would flip out, man. You never hear
Well,
the
look
end.
at Bad News Bears. I mean, the language of Bad News Bears, and they're
Oh, my
calling the
goodness.
Japanese people a shortened version, which I
Not the
still don't
only thing he
understand
said.
why that's.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm.
Bad News Bears had a lot of
Yeah.
racist.
And like I was watching with the kids, it was like, oh crap, that's not gonna fly today.
Yeah, I think
years
I
ago,
think
maybe.
the letter. I think the alphabet community would be kind of upset too. There were some three-thrown innuendos out there too about people's sexuality.
Yeah, no,
Hong
it
Kong
was yeah,
Fooey.
didn't fly. Yeah, that wouldn't fly today. But that's why you got to buy physical media, because I'm waiting for some movies like that to get scrubbed. Or I Want My MTV. There's 2 versions of that song now.
And that's
Really?
and the thing about that is that's strange is people don't realize that he's actually criticizing he's making fun of the people that were saying the little with the
Yeah, you can't say it
because he actually heard that in real
Yes,
life.
exactly. You
from
talking about Dire
installers.
Straits? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he thought and he was thinking at the time, well, who are you guys to judge anybody? You're freaking installing microwave
Well,
ovens.
He was sort of like parroting both sides in a sense. Yes. Maybe they wouldn't play wouldn't play that certain version on the radio for a while. Remember?
I still hear it once in a while.
I don't think they will now.
But that word was actually meant
no way.
something- yeah, but that word actually meant something different back then too. A different kind of connotation. We've talked about that before in the 70s. As kids, we'd use that particular word, and it didn't mean what we, like inconceivable. I don't think you know what it means. Like we would just use that word as an insult, directed towards other kids, but not even knowing what it really meant. As a young.
I remember in high school we would call each other that, except for our one gay friend. You would never call him that. It would be like people. I think people kind of realize, but yeah, there's somebody that put together a montage of '80s movies of people using that F word. Both the shortened and the full length version of it, and it's the people that say it and call each other it in the movies, and like Mark saying, it's the most casual, like oh, don't be such a.
Yeah, it didn't have that same connotation.
It was like it could almost be changeably with like idiot, or jerk.
It did. Let's face it. It did mean It did mean.
Oh, it did.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
as a young kid, you'd hear that as an 8-year-old, and you had no idea what it meant. That's what I'm saying. Like obviously then later
call each other that though.
Yeah, but it was taught. What I'm trying to say was tossed around a lot by guys in the 70s towards each other, and then when you got older, you learned what it meant. But
I would say, Mark, that
it was
went well
being used
into
as an
into
insult.
the 80s, maybe even the early 90s before it started
Yeah.
becoming a little bit more. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's
So,
just that's explains the
Good night,
hey
LT.
language changes. Yeah.
good night. Yeah, good night, LT.
Hey, good night, Lord. I like your icon
Take it
there
easy,
with
buddy.
the avatar.
Night, LT.
Anna.
Phantom
Take care. Have a great
Outsider.
week.
So, Phantom Outsider, my ex-wife's grandmother was a child during World War II. And she told me the only reason that she survived was because she spoke Japanese and that she was she was a little girl and she became the translator. And so she carried around a little card in Japanese that said, do not hurt this little girl. She's my translator.
Yeah.
And just to catch up on a couple of things, I did not know that. Now I did know Phantom Outsider also is showing his age because he was talking about how Scatman Crothers played the Garbage Man in Chico and the Man back in the 70s with Freddie Prinze and Jack Albertson. I don't remember his name though. Somebody said Jazz. I wonder if that's referring to that.
That's the Transformer Jazz.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yep.
Right.
did
He was
voice on
also
Transformers.
Richard Mulligan's partner in that. What was the movie where they were all trying to get the money? And it was
It's
a
Mad
scavenger hunt.
World.
Was that it? It was a scavenger hunt. Remember, Richard Mulligan's wearing a suit of armor, and that's how they. And he and Scatman Crothers. Scatman was the security guard, I think, of like the museum.
I remember Richard Mulligan from Soap, but I'm not sure what that movie is you're talking about.
Yeah, I
I don't remember that either. Yeah.
If only Mark had access to Google, he could tell us right
If only
now.
I could.
Was
Yeah.
it Cannonball Run or something like that, or
Someone in the chat
was not Cannonball Run. That
Not
Was it
Cannonball
Midnight Madness, or was that the one with Alex P. Keaton?
the Gumball Rally? I don't know. I'm just throwing
Rally?
stuff out there. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, Scatman
Right.
Crothers was also in. Well, everybody knows he was in The Shining, and he was
in Twilight Zone the movie.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
He was also in the TV series, the very short-lived, for a reason TV series of anybody with David Soul. Anybody Bueller? Anybody?
Starsky and Hutch.
No, that wasn't short-lived.
Oh.
Papa Cotton 7.
Hail.
Hey.
Animal.
Who was in the live?
Animal.
Anybody? As
David
a fan,
Soul?
I'm going to take a guess.
Yeah, Cop Rock.
David
Cop
Soul
Rock.
and Scatman
David
Crothers.
Soul.
Not Cop
Oh.
Rock. That's a good.
What was David Soul in?
So nobody
Other
knows,
than-
and there's a good reason for it. I think it only lasted like 3 or 4 episodes. It was a TV series of Casablanca, and
Oh,
Scatman,
yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
Scatman Crothers played Sam. Yeah,
Played Sam?
Oh, here we go.
Okay. Good stuff.
Fight Against Sam, which is not in the movie.
No, not good stuff, but you know what I mean. Yeah. 'Cause I
I
never
forgot
watched that.
we got on a random thread like we usually do here. I was going to talk about Guardians of the Galaxy, but we're
Do it. Go for
someone
it,
mentioned someone mentioned no, it's all good. It's fun to do this stuff. So someone mentioned the feud with Shatner and Takei. So we're talking about that, and that led to Scatman Crothers. So here's his let's see if they've got
Scatman
his
used to do voices on the
filmography.
Globetrotters cartoon.
Oh yeah, the cartoon.
And
yep.
he was in Twilight Zone, the movie from 1983, in the Kick the Can remake.
Oh yeah, that was a great
Kick the
great
Can.
episode, Gone. So let's see, 70s. Yeah, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Yeah, he's in as Turkle. It's the
Wow,
Shootist,
Silver
which is John
Streak.
Wayne's
Wow.
last movie.
Wow,
So,
Shootist, yeah.
There we go.
So,
Scavenger Hunt.
These are the newer, but his career
Scavenger Hunt, there you go.
started in the
That must be
50s.
it.
Wow. So
Tarzan and
Porgy
the
and
Trappers.
Bess.
Wow, a Tarzan movie. Shootist,
Chesty Anderson.
Silver Streak.
That's
You ever
right.
see
He
Silver
was in
Streak?
Bronco Billy. I remember
Yeah.
him in that.
You ever see Silver Streak? That's a great movie.
Silver Streak is great. Yeah.
Is that the one with Gene Wilder?
Gene Wilder and Richard Pryor, their first one together.
Okay.
And the great Patrick McGoohan.
Harlem Globetrotters on Gilligan's Island. I remember that. Oh, that was a classic. It was so much fun. Yeah. Zap. Ooh. Wow, okay. Deadly Eyes. Yeah. But he was such a friendly presence. Yeah. Mr.
Yeah.
Bloom. Kick the Can. Two
That
of
was
a
great.
Kind. I don't remember that one.
1987 is the last thing he did.
Journey of Night Again. Oh,
Wow.
that's a good movie. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he
Transformers, the
passed
movie.
away in '91, didn't he? He
Maybe.
died a while ago.
Rock Odyssey.
Yeah.
It says posthumous release, and this is 1997. So
he died between
Oh.
then. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Harlem Globetrotter.
a lot of TV.
Hong Kong Phooey.
Hong Kong Phooey. Only 16
Odd
episodes.
Couple.
Is that all?
Was on an episode.
Really?
Hey, it was on
Oh,
Mannix.
man.
Mannix.
You know, as a young
Starsky and Hutch. So he
as a
was on
young-
Starsky and Hutch.
Laugh Olympics. Charlie's Angels. Incredible Hulk
Incredible
episode.
Hulk.
I remember that. My favorite magician. That's the one where what's his Ray Walston came back as a and played it. He played a magician, which previously years before Bill Bixby was on a TV show that called Magician Show. That was kind of, and they were together on My Favorite Martian, so it was kind of a reunion thing on the Hulk. Remember that one, Steve?
Oh yeah, and Bill Bixby actually was a magician.
Yes,
He was like a certified.
probably
with the
because of that
Magician's
show.
Union
Remember
or
The
whatever.
Magician, the TV show?
I do. I remember. I only remember one episode. He was practicing throwing cards into a hat, and the way he saved himself at the end of the episode, he was tied up, but he pulled a metal card out of his pocket, threw it as a steam pipe, broke it,
Yeah.
and that's how he escaped.
That was actually a pretty cool show. Didn't last long though.
And he gave a kid a $5 bill to make sure. He pulled up in his Corvette and gave a kid a $5 bill and said, "If I come back and all 4 cars are still there, I'll give you another 5."
There you go.
That's his less long show because he was on 3 popular shows: My Favorite
Mhm.
Martian, The Courtship of Eddie's Father, and The Hulk. So,
And then
but The
also,
Magician didn't make it.
and you're
There
forgetting
may be another one.
Goodnight Beantown.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. His successful shows, though, as opposed to The Magician and Goodnight
Oh, yeah.
Beantown, which were not successful.
Right? Yeah. Although The Magician was a great show.
It really was a good. Oh yeah, it was a good show. It
Very
didn't
good
last
show.
that long though.
I know.
don't think-
It's like what's that Zucker Brothers with Leslie Nielsen? The
Police
Naked
Squad's one of the greatest
Police
things ever.
Squad.
6 episodes.
Great show. If you haven't seen Police
show.
Squad, oh yeah.
Mhm.
On Hail to Durant, next Amanda Bear. Hail. Hope you had a great
Hail,
Thanksgiving.
Courtship of
And-
Eddie's father was a little racially insensitive to Asian people too. I mean, not like Mickey Rooney
Why?
racially insensitive, but
What?
Because of Mrs.
Oh.
Livingston.
yeah, don't you remember the
Why was that?
had the well because they
Can't
didn't
really-
not
I
to
don't know.
me.
Was
I'm
it
just
right?
saying
You got
people
me.
nowadays would complain because it was a fake, accent and stuff and all.
Oh, was it?
Oh,
I
Yeah,
don't know.
I
pretty
can't
sure it was
remember
probably somebody who was an American. Like all the people in MASH. Everybody you saw in MASH was pretty much, either
Pat
born in
Morita.
America or had come to America when they were children. They
And
didn't
if
really
you watch-
talk like that.
And if you watched Kung Fu, all the same people that were in MASH were in Kung Fu. I can still name them, most of them to this
oh
day.
yeah.
And James Hong, who some of you will know as the villain in Big Trouble.
David Lopan.
Lopan.
Really
Yeah,
pisses me off that no end, Mr. Benton.
Yeah, he's from like Wisconsin. Dude was born in
What?
he always
Great
yeah,
actor.
he's American. He's
what
American.
part of
Really?
Asia is the last name Carradine from?
the Irish part.
Irish part. Yeah.
The same place that those 300 Scottish Greeks Trojans were from.
So here's let's read a little bit of this article.
Don't get me started on that.
Don't get you started. Yeah. So William Shatner's
Man,
getting the last
man.
word on the half-century feud. Well, half-century. Wow. That's didn't they do a feud? That was a Chekhov. OK Corral, right? With Star Trek co-star
It's-
George Takei. After Takei previously called Shatner an unfit guinea pig for taking flight on Jeff Bezos' Blue Origin, he could have come with a better insult, I think. In 2021.
That's pretty good.
Shatner now addressed the
Man.
long-running spat with his former Star Trek cast members, namely
Unfit
Takei.
guinea pig.
I begin to understand that they're
91
doing
years
it for
old.
publicity. Wow, 91. God
Good.
bless him.
Go ahead.
Shatner told the Times UK, 60 years after some incident, they are still on track. Don't you think it's a little weird? It's a little like a sickness. Shatner continued with promoting his boldly go reflections of a life of awe and wonder memoir. George has never stopped blackening my name. These people are bitter and embittered. I've run out of patience with them. Why give credence to people consumed by envy and hate? Shatner additionally tweeted that he finds it sad that a handful of day players were on the set for maybe 20, 30 days a year, Spent 50 plus years creating fantasies to get noticed in the press, adding, why did actors on those shows I was in not have the same issues? I stupidly allowed them to do it, I guess. No more. Well, it's true, yeah, because you wouldn't be
Well,
on
I
the
don't
set
blame
every
them one
day
bit.
either.
Screw them. And hey, TK, let's see you make it to 90. We'll talk about being unfit, man.
Yeah.
Make it to 90, buddy.
Yeah, back in 2015, Takei told the NY Times that Shatner was difficult to work with on set. It's difficult working with someone who is not a team player. The rest of the cast understood what makes a scene work. It's everyone contributing to it, Takei said at the time. But Bill is a wonderful actor and he knows it, but he likes to have the camera on him all the time. Well, he's the effing star of the show. He's the captain. Shatner previously revealed that he has never seen an episode of Star Trek, which originally aired from 66 to 69. It's all painful because I don't like the way I look and what I do, he said. That Shatner understands the appeal of the sci-fi series. The fact that Star Trek exists 400 years from now is sort of a promise that if we do those things, we will, your children, your grandchildren, we will continue to live and live in fairly decent circumstances if you follow what we're supposed to follow, he said. Star Trek says we exist 400 years from now, so there's hope. That's what the audience gets, is the hope. That's the message of Star Trek, and that's why I think Star Trek is popular. That nails it, totally on the head. I mean, that's really sums up what the essence of Star Trek is. Someday you're gonna have a better world. So it's and of course Shatner knows the Star Trek, but I don't know what else he didn't really. Other than that, I guess he didn't say anything else, right? I guess he's he hasn't insulted Takei or hey Rod Thunderheart.
Rod Thunderheart.
Hope you had a great Thanksgiving. Yep.
Hey,
Howdy,
bud.
sir.
Well, he's in Canada though, right? Is Rod in Canada? I can't.
Yes.
Yeah, Canada. Yep. So we would have had Thanksgiving a year ago. Yep. So I guess this is a tweet. But yeah, it is kind of hey, after 50 years, I mean, what could he have done that was so bad? I guess
He didn't start this crap 50 years ago. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I was about to say the same thing. I mean, first of all, I don't think it's 50 years old. I think it's as old as social media. Or, I think what the real problem is that for a while there was serious talk about a show with Sulu as the captain. Which, let's face it, we all probably would, if it was good.
Oh yeah,
I would have loved it. I'd have watched it. I wanted him to be. I wanted his show as captain, and I wanted Worf's show as captain. I think those guys would have made great. I think when that fizzled, I think that's when he started getting really bitter. That's just my guess.
Gotcha.
I think there was some talk about it, but I think I'm going to track this back to around the early 90s when what's his face Takei started going on Howard Stern and talking all this shit about Shatner. So Stern, who likes to stir shit up, he had Shatner on there, and he would ask him about all this stuff. He's like, I don't know where it's coming from. We never really had any problems before. All of a sudden, he's talking bad about me. I don't get it. I don't have a problem with it. I don't understand what anything. So Takei started pulling this out of the ass, and it might be like what Steve's saying. He thought he might get a show, but this suspiciously, he was angry about. He said Shatner sabotaged scenes when they were filming Trek 2 because he was thinking, because it's supposed to be they were talking about how Sulu was getting a ship. Yeah. So a line where he's going to be given a starship after this or something. And
he's in command of the in Star Trek.
In Trek 6, he gets a ship.
Got a ship, right?
But, and I guess that made him happy. But before that, I guess he thought maybe, like Steve was saying, maybe someone led him to believe he might get a show. You didn't hear a lot of noise about it back then, like him getting a show. They were just doing movies. I would have watched it, like Steve says. I would have watched that. I would like to have seen it, but they were too busy with movies.
I do remember reading something a couple of times. It wasn't just one source, although they may have all been. How can I put this?
Fan stuff.
Yeah, Phantom insider knowledge,
or fans. Fans.
Phantom outsider. Yeah.
Well, I think there's a lot of hype after the fact where they, with the Worf, Michael Dorn was actively trying to push to get a show done. I think the stuff about the Star Trek show, what I can remember, there were just kind of rumors, and you'd read the Star Trek Communicator, and there was people would say, "Oh, wouldn't it be great if you had a Sulu series?" And in hindsight, it would have been awesome.
I would bet that he was trying to get it, and let's face it, we all would have done the same thing. I mean, it had been, we wanted
Sure.
more sort of that original vein Trek, and he would have been great in it. I mean, even though he was, as Shatner said, a day actor, he was a good actor. And we would have loved it. But I that's just my guess, is that probably stuck in his crawl. Yeah, you do have to remember that, yeah, Shatner did hog the limelight. He admitted it in his book. But they're actors. I mean, actors go into acting for attention, for ego. With a few exceptions, like
No, that's
probably,
true.
there are some who go into it for the craft of it, and there are some, like I don't think Keanu has that big of an ego. He's probably just doing it because it's fun, but a lot of
And
actors
this-
for the ego.
Yeah.
And this paragraph here, it's pretty interesting too. It's basically the same article. It says Shatner says, "Don't hate George. The only time he gets his press is when he talks bad about me." He claims 50 plus years ago, I took a camera angle that denied him 30 more seconds of primetime TV. I'm giving him back to him now by letting him spew his hatred for the world to see. Clearly, the feud continues to live long and prosper, which is unfortunate. But yeah, you wish all these guys got along. Even if you just, hey, you work together on a show.
ridiculous.
I mean, the show was so iconic to us back then. They were just another job. I mean, they didn't know, they were gonna, make history there with this popular franchise. So that's it's sad to have them, snarking like this and fighting.
I have to ask Pleasant. I think it was Pleasant Valley Picker. No, who is it? Max Redstone. Are you joking, or is that serious? That in Japan they call it Sulu, Master of Navigation, because he's in it so little. Now, I do know that in Hong Kong, they referred to the Green Hornet as the Kato show.
The Kato show.
Yeah.
But he's in a handful of episodes. Not, I mean, he's in a. I mean, not. I don't know.
He's good. He's good in them, but yeah, he's
Kato's
not really
in every episode
minor.
of Green Hornet, though.
Yeah.
And he's
He was,
he might be the co-star, but he's still there.
I think not just to the Asian stars, but I think to us as well. I think Bruce Lee was really the star of that show. We were waiting for Bruce to unleash, the beast.
Sulu's not in enough episodes to do that, but you never know. He said he's heard that, so it might be.
Yep.
I mean, yeah. I like his acting, and I like the character. It would have been great, but
I will. Go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say, if you read some of the Star Trek books, there are some incidents with Shatner being an a-hole, and one incident was they were fighting over the telephone. We have cell phones today, right? So they wanted to get calls from their agents for other jobs or movies and things. So Shatner was hogging the one phone that was near the production set, so people were complaining about, So you read these anecdotes that are, 50 years later, it's like, who cares? But there's it's like in college where you fought it with, someone stole my 6-pack of beer when he was drunk. SOB, it's like after a while you got to let it go. And I think Galaxy Quest did a great job of, spoofing, some of the fights they had over the convention, appearances or during the convention appearances. But as, who was on the chat that said, one point, Shatner was living out of his car because he got divorced and lost, most of his money. So it's, you're going to do what you need to do for money too. Yeah. So,
sure.
Well,
Steve,
Shatner,
did you know that in China they called banana hop sing cooking show?
You're making this up too.
Yes. Okay. I like it. That's a good one.
No, but Steve, are you impressed that I even know who Hop Sing is? That was like almost before my father's time, for goodness sake.
Oh wow.
I love Bonanza, dude. I'll watch anyone on TV.
I don't know how old you are, Pat, because I've never seen you. I just seen is that He-Man? I can't really. No, it can't be He-Man. Who is that on your avatar?
That's Thundar.
That's Thundar.
Oh, Thundar. Okay, it's
a
really
barbarian.
Yeah.
One last thing about the Shatner thing is, when Shatner had him on Stern, and told him when they had Shatner on Stern way back then, and he told him all the stuff. He showed him what the stuff that was it Stern back when Stern used to be funny. Now he's of course a low life scumbag, but he kept calling Takei Sulu. He says, "Does it bother you that Sulu said?" He started talking about. He said Shatner told him the story. He said, "Well, what he's talking about is when we were filming that scene, talking about him being a captain and stuff in Star Trek 2. He says, I said, George, why do you want to be a captain? because I mean, your character wouldn't be with the rest of us because this is basically, which makes sense. I mean, unless they do a show, but as far as the movies, if it's movies with the original crew, you're kind of with us. And even what's his face started going, yeah, but does he think it's like a real thing? He's going to really be a spaceship captain? But I mean, so because at that point they certainly weren't talking about no series. So I mean, how would you be in the next movie if you're supposed to be off being a captain somewhere? They're not going to split it up like that. They finally did it in Trek 6, but it was the last movie and all that stuff. And
well, he he'd have 2 lines in Trek 6. I mean,
no, he had a few scenes, and then he had that Voyager episode, but
yeah, but you know what I'm saying? That just
right,
that his character had to be on another ship.
The main thing. Yeah,
they had Christian Slater right in that one cameo.
He gets to wake him up.
Gets to wake him up, and
anyway,
they
go ahead.
The China shaking.
Pleasant Valley Picker has a good point. He says, Shatner was the series star. He was the only one that could say like, and apparently he was always bringing up Judgment at Nuremberg. Like your vegan friend. Brings up being a vegan. Oh, what kind of car are you going to buy? Well, speaking as a vegan, I'm thinking, and nobody else was really on the verge of. Yeah, that's true about the Hop Sing laundry. I saw it on a plaque. It was an old plaque, and anyway.
Well, Alyssa Milano got a new car. She got rid of her Tesla.
Oh yeah, she got
a Volkswagen.
She
got a Volkswagen. Yeah.
Yep.
The people's car.
The people's car.
Yeah. If I made that, a wagon for the folks. Yeah, if I'd made that big of a blunder, I'd never have the guts.
She's such
to
an
show
idiot.
my face in public again.
Dude, she does it constantly, though.
I wonder if she knew who Dr. I wonder if she knew who Dr. Portia was.
Oh God. Oh man. By the way, you hear what Michael Landon said? You heard what Michael Landon said about Hop Sing?
No.
About Victor Sen Young or Hop Sing?
No, just the character. He was goofing around. I was on the Tonight Show with Johnny Carson or something like that, and or one of them, and he asked him something about, is it true that one of the which character on Bonanza, one of the characters was gay? And he said Hop Sing. Oh God,
yeah, trouble.
Oh yeah. For a while, they were trying to make them all gay. And it's like they're brothers and their father. No, they're not gay just because the mothers all died and they still live together.
It was suicidal to marry a Cartwright, though.
Yeah, right. I know.
It was. But wait, I'll tell you the fact. Didn't the guy that played Big Hoss die while it was still being filmed and all?
He died young.
He died right before the last season. Dan Blocker.
Dan Blocker, yeah.
He was great. Yeah.
And they did that last season without him.
Oh man, were they able to find another son? Did Lauren Green go and knock somebody up real quick?
No. They had that other kid on there though, but no. And then that last episode, like I talked about before, if you ever get a chance to watch the last episode of Bonanza, it's the strangest thing you ever. Well, a very, very strange, weird ass story. That, of course, Lauren Green later said we didn't know this was going to be the last episode because it was a crazy episode. It's weird stuff.
Oh, please tell me it was a backdoor pilot to Battlestar Galactica. That would be awesome.
Yeah, that's what it was. No.
Bonanza to Galactica.
Tom Skerritt was in it. And it was about little Joe getting stalked by this crazy ex-war vet through this desert town. The two of them. It was really weird, boy.
Wow.
Michael Landon directed it. Michael Landon was trying to be arty-farty and directed it. And they didn't know it was going to be the last show.
Oh, okay, that sounds pretty dark, though.
Crazy,
well, yeah,
that's weird.
Yeah, because that's a lot of shows just ended back then. Of course, they would have had probably some kind of finale or tried to do something, but
it rarely works. I'm trying to think if there was a Western my dad liked, and it was only on for 2 seasons. But what it was somebody, I think cousins or something, and one of them was like a criminal, and he got like a secret part. What's that? I'm sorry.
You're talking about the Guns of Will Sonnet?
Yeah, wasn't that it? And then the guy killed himself.
Oh,
yeah,
no.
and they replaced him with somebody else after that for the second season.
Are you talking about Nichols?
Are you
talking about Nichols with James Garner?
I don't know. It was only on for 2 seasons. The guy passed away or died or killed himself, and then the next season
he's talking about the Alias Smith and Jones.
That's it.
That's one of the greatest shows. I love that show. Yeah,
they were both outlaws, and they had.
Yeah, he's talking about the actor though.
Oh, Pete Duel off himself. Unfortunately.
I
Yeah.
love that show. Yeah,
What
they
a
were both
shame.
they were Hannibal Hayes and Kid Curry, the two
And
most
Kid Curry,
famous
yeah.
outlaws
it was
in the
a
West.
great. You watch the
Great
first
show,
season.
man.
It is a great concept for a kind
Pete
of a
Duel was
modernish
great, too.
western.
Yeah,
And
they
it
had
just-
to. Yeah, they were trying to get amnesty because they'd never hurt anybody in their crimes, but they had to stay for until the governor had thought they were worthy of it, so they had to stay out of trouble, even though they were very well known outlaws. And we had the one guy who was Kid Curry, who was about as lightning fast with a gun, and his cousin Hannibal Hayes, who was a slick, smooth talking card player and stuff like that, and he was played brilliantly by Pete Duel. Pete Duel was going to be a superstar. He was
Yeah.
really great. And people say he just offed himself on purpose. It's not exactly. He was very depressed, going through some stuff. He got drunk and he started messing around with a gun. And it wasn't too long. I think it was either before or after Freddie Prinze, but it was similar timing. And they tried to make about 15 episodes with a guy named Roger Davis playing the same character. And it's a strange thing. In Roger Davis's first episode, a couple of the shots from the back are still Pete Duel. And as a fan of that show, I can't. That gets tough for me to watch the Roger Davis episodes.
Yeah.
I mean, I love that show.
Yeah. Mark will probably know this because he's a big music guy. Pete Duel died, in my opinion, because I agree with Clobby that he just got wasted either on drugs or alcohol and, was playing with his gun. Big rock star who Jimi Hendrix said was the best guitar player he'd ever seen, died the same way.
Oh yeah. Oh, you mean yes?
As Pete Duel, a rock star. Do you know what I'm talking about, Mark? Or anybody in the chat?
Pete Duel you're talking about?
You're talking about another rock star died like Pete Duel, you mean?
In the same way that Pete
Oh,
Duel
messing
died
around with
with drugs
happens
and
all
his gun.
happens all too often. Yeah, well, John Eric Hexum was famous on not a
That
rock
was
star,
different. He
but
wasn't drunk. He was stupid.
stupid, but yeah. And hail to Off Tomorrow. It says Dork Lords.
That's Grad's best line of the evening. So Jimi Hendrix had said that that the best guitar player he ever saw was a guy named Terry Kath. And if you remember early Chicago, he was the guy with the deep voice. Children play in the park. And he was fooling around one night with his gun, and he was really wasted. And his friend was like, "Hey, man, careful where you're pointing that thing." And he goes, "It's not loaded. Look."
Oh shit!
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Terry Kath was. If you go back and listen to some of those old Chicago songs, the dude was not just a great singer, but an amazing guitarist.
Well, that's why you always treat a gun like loaded, never screw around.
Stupid like that too, and say this can't hurt you. It's got blanks in it. And he's actually on set and shot himself.
Well, that was
John Eric Hexum appointed. It was a show called Cover Up, which was going to probably get canceled anyway. And he was this male model, and he used to be on Voyagers, the show Voyagers. At the time,
that was a good show, Voyagers. Yeah.
Points the gun. He puts
Captain
the gun to his head.
Show.
I guess they didn't have no one. I guess he didn't know that a blank still could,
Yeah, wadding. Absolutely.
I mean, points it to his head. He put it to his head, I think, and pulled the trigger, playing around like a jackass. This is like the early 80s.
Yeah, because it's if you don't grow up around firearms, you have no concept, and no one told them.
Yeah, I guess
it's got the same explosive force as a bullet, but
absolutely. My father said that, and my dad was an armorer his last couple years. He did he was a quartermaster and worked in the armory and stuff because of his bum leg and everything. And he said basically with something like that, the concussion from that, it basically broke off a piece of his skull, and his skull's what went through his brain, which is a horrible thought, but that's exactly what it is. I mean, my dad said the wadding coming from that is coming out the same force as a bullet, And
it's just the pressure
because it's right on its head. Yeah.
It's not even the wadding per se. It's just the pressure. It has nowhere to go. Unfortunately,
too, right? The barrel. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a sad thing. Yeah, he wasn't trying to. And they said they were just waiting around for the scene. He was just like, all right, get me out of, make a joke, get me out of here or whatever. And so it's really sad. But let's talk about some fun.
I was going to say
now.
on a happier topic.
Yeah, let's get to the Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special because that was freaking fun. So,
wait, this is a real thing?
Oh
yeah, it came out yesterday.
Yeah, it's for real.
Yeah. I have not heard a thing, but I'm not really on any.
Much better. This might be
on
a
the
spoiler.
Disney Plus. You don't do that app. So.
I'll never see that then.
But
Steve, that is a great response, though. That we couldn't have planned that better, dude. I just love how you were just like, "Wait, this is real."
Yeah, I thought it was.
I thought the same
Mark
thing.
playing
So
around
when I
with
saw it a few weeks ago, I thought it was a joke. Yeah.
I thought it was Mark playing around with Photoshop or something.
I'm not that talented. Geez, so we could get
Yeah.
hired by James Gunn, although he's he's moving to DC. But anyway, this was freaking
It was
fun.
pretty fun.
Yeah, so I'm gonna give some minor spoilers. There's really nothing
Spoilers,
to spoil on
everybody.
this, but there's
Well,
really
no more
no.
spoil.
There's
not much for spoiler.
There's not
Everyone see
nothing
the
really to
trailer.
spoil. It's just a fun rock
Kevin Bacon.
time. So
Yeah, it's got all the Guardians humor,
Oh, before we get into this,
Mm-hmm.
we were talking about Bruce Lee, and we forgot to say happy birthday to Bruce Lee.
what was
Happy
his
birthday, Bruce Lee. Today?
Yep.
What
On
day?
my search
Is it-
on my search window, there is a silhouette of him which you cannot fail to recognize from the Chinese Connection, where he's throwing a sidekick. And you click on it, and today is his birthday. He would have been, I don't know, but so
Wow.
I just thought I would interrupt with that before.
No, that's cool. He would have been.
and
Somewhere in the
also-
Southwest, there's a very sad puppeteer. So
How old
we
would
were
he
up-
be now?
I'm looking it up now as we speak, but I do have to also say that Bruce Lee back in the 60s was an Asian guy who did get respect, because I remember watching. It may have even been the first episode where the DA comes down through the hidden elevator into the Green Hornet's lair, and he steps off the elevator, and there's Bruce Lee dressed in his waiter outfit, and he walks over and shakes Bruce Lee's hand, says Kato, and then shakes Britt Reed's hand, says Britt. So he gave Kato the same respect as he did the white guy. So that's kind of cool for that time period. Let's see. So Mark, you're good at math. Li Zunfan
Yep.
was born on this date in 1940. That would have made him 88. No, 80.
Wow.
1940, 82. No, God, my math is awful.
82.
82.
Yep.
Thanks, Pat. Oh, so I think he would have been the same age as John. Claudia's waiting for me to work this in, as John Davey.
Someone in my family is that old, but I can't say who, because you never say a lady's age.
Well, now we know it's a woman, and we could probably deduce who it is. So
It's not Maureen.
You know.
I was going to say, if it's your wife, Mark, we don't want to know.
No, I'll say go. I say go, Mrs. D. But wow, so Bruce Lee would have been younger than Shatner, so he might even still be alive.
Wow. Yeah.
So
Once again,
My goodness.
sorry, I'm a huge Bruce Lee fan.
Happy birthday, Bruce.
you sure?
Everyone loves
Well,
him.
not, he didn't just blaze trails in martial arts and films. I mean, he blazed a lot of trails. I wouldn't have been able to study kung fu if it wasn't for him, because he was the first one to break the color line and teach non-Chinese. Like, you couldn't even teach back in those days. You couldn't even teach kung fu to Japanese or Koreans. It was Chinese only. So yeah, and he was a great writer. If you ever read his papers, they were on philosophy. They were brilliant. So anyway, hail to one of my heroes, Bruce Lee.
So here's
Hell yeah.
the
Absolutely.
here's the Marvel Studios. I'll flip through the trailer, just showing some pictures because you've seen them and we can talk about it. But what's really fun about this was that it was fun. So nothing serious happens in this movie. There's no big plot points.
Are all the stars in it?
All the stars are in it. Yep.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
So they had it wasn't like the Star Wars holiday special, which as
No.
Princess Leia would say when she wanted to clear out a party, she'd put the Star Wars holiday special on with Maud Adams. It was B. Arthur singing, yeah. So
B. Arthur. I wish it was Maud
B.
Adams.
Arthur, yeah. Maud Adams, yeah.
I wish it had been Maud Adams.
So basically the
I like
they're
the
living
animated
in
bits too.
Yeah, that was fun. They're living in Celestial's head. Was it nowhere? So they've bought
Mhm.
the
Apparently, they bought it.
the planetoid, or so everyone's living in there. So they own it. And the great thing about this is they're trying to make Pete is Star-Lord is depressed over not having Christmas. Anything
And missing Gamora. Yeah.
missing Gamora and
Well, they said at the
Gamora's on
beginning
this.
that they act like what Yondu, when he was raising him as a kid, treated him like crap and was a big grinchy jerk off about Christmas.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's the first animated part. Yeah. So where he throws all his Christmas presents away and says,
Yeah.
"What are you? What are you doing?" There's some good bits with Mantis, although they the reveal I won't reveal,
Mantis
but
and
I guess
Drax.
that's not true to the comics, is it?
What?
Collaborating times, the relationship between Peter and Mantis, Star-Lord.
No, that's horse crap.
That's horse crap. That's what I
And the
thought.
Mantis in these movies, I really like this lady. She's great as Mantis. She's so nothing like the Mantis in the Avengers comic. I mean, nothing like her.
Nothing. Yeah.
Oh,
It's just the skin that she's wearing, and it's a totally new
Right.
character. It's fun if you just consider
Not
her
like
Mantis'
this
sister.
lady, but yeah, she's a cute
She's
girl.
not the
She's really good.
celestial Madonna. If you
By the way, where are Thor, Gamora, and Groot?
That's the thing. Thor is supposed to be in Guardians 3. Because of course they were so terrible in Love and Blunder, and the Guardians were in that for a minute. So I don't know if this is after that. I guess this is after Love and Blunder. I don't even know.
Yeah,
and
you don't
maybe
know.
they'll hook back up with Thor later. I thought he was supposed to be in Guardians 3. I don't really care much either, but I'm just saying I don't know. So
They've ruined his character now. So
ruined it.
Well,
Now Chris Hemsworth out is admitting that they ruined him. Sorry, Steve. Go ahead.
yeah,
no, same kind of the same thing. Didn't he say that he's not going to work with any more "quote unquote" mad geniuses?
Yeah, it came out. I think he's finally.
It was a recent article.
I think he's kind of just realized. Look, I got all the money I'm gonna get out of Thor. I don't. Now I can say whatever I want because I'm Chris Hemsworth. Those movies, an idiot talky wacky hitty woke titty dude or whatever. I'm tired of Thor being a joke. But the thing is, a lot of it's his fault. He wanted to do the stupid shit like Fat Thor and all that other stuff.
Yeah, he wanted to do comedy. I think he still wants to do comedy.
he's great at the comedy. I mean, he's
He's
fantastic at it.
He's just whining that it fell flat in that last shitty movie.
Yeah, they overdid it. So which we've talked about enough. But so this is Star-Lord, I guess, pining over better days, with Christmas, and he's obviously missing Gamora. And there's all kinds of great one-liners between Mantis and Drax, and you ate all some kind of peanuts. What was it? The oh god, what was it? I can't remember.
Nuts or whatever.
Zarg nuts or something.
Zarg nuts or whatever they are.
Yeah, and he's like, "You're the only one that cares about that." Yeah, Zarg nuts. Yeah. So they're going.
They were pretty funny together. Mantis and Drax go to Earth to get Kevin Bacon.
Yeah, so that's the plot.
As a present for Peter.
all you need for a plot, right? So we know that Kevin Bacon does exist in the MCU, and there's that game, 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon. So I think I'm 2 degrees away from Kevin Bacon because I know I have a friend who went to school with Kevin Bacon, and the funny thing was her husband is actually.
School, but...
Oh, you too?
Mm-hmm.
Not school.
No, but I'm 2 degrees. I mean, go ahead.
I'm 1.
You're 1, yeah.
Wow.
So.
Yep.
So what? You met him or?
No, wait. I guess that's 2. I was in Interview with the Vampire with Tom Cruise.
Okay.
Is that count as 2 or is that 1?
I think you're 2. I think you. Is one? Wait a minute.
Yeah,
is one if you meet him.
Okay. Yeah.
We'll have to. We're going to look it up.
Someone tell us. Correct. Yes.
Is one if you meet him, Steve?
I'm not sure. That's a good. As soon as the words were out of my mouth, I was like, "Wait a minute!" I think that makes Tom Cruise
I'm not sure that
1 degree and me 2 degrees. But yeah. So anyway, on with the stuff. On with the show.
Yeah. But anyway, so what?
No, we can't go on. Wait, what was Tom cruising with Kevin Bacon?
Officer and a Gentleman.
Yeah.
Yep. But
either one of them were ever in.
Officer and a Gentleman. I don't remember him being in that.
Not Officer. Sorry. A Few Good Men.
A Few Good Men.
Good Men. Yeah.
Few Good Men.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
There we go. Yeah, you're right.
Your agonizer, please.
My brain was focused on why Drax seems to be wearing a Starfleet communicator badge.
Yeah.
Cardinal Sin.
Hey, Cardi.
Cardinal Sin.
Hey, Cardi.
Yep.
And he's walking past the Oscar
Trevor Cunningham. It did look like Ralph Bashke, actually. It did rotoscope animation. It did, definitely, yeah.
Wow, Trevor, that is a great caller.
So my connection to Kevin Bacon is, as I was saying, one of my friends went to school with Kevin Bacon, and her husband
Yeah,
is the same, is spelled Mark with a C also. So for a while she kept sending me like emails for her husband. Unfortunately, we're good enough friends, but then she sent me an email she exchanged with Kevin Bacon. So I have Kevin Bacon's email address, but for no amount of money am I going to give that out. But yeah, so
What about for
and I'm like,
swag?
should I email Kevin Bacon and say hi? Can you tell me about Footloose? But anyway, so Footloose is in this movie they talk
Footloose.
about.
I talked to him about Tremors or Denise
Oh, I
Richards.
know.
Tremors is better.
I know. But anyway,
If you
so
don't get
Dax
Denise, and if you don't get the Denise Richards reference, look it up, but not at work. So you don't
So
get in trouble.
Dax and Mantis go to in front of the Man's Chinese Theater, and they're walking all over the stars here, and of course Dax has his huge knife there, and so they're trying to get this perfect present would be the superhero Kevin Bacon for Peter Quill, for Star-Lord, to bring him back Kevin Bacon. So they go through all these misadventures, kind of like Chekhov looking for the nuclear vessel. They're going in different bars. Of course, they get toasted, and this is a scene with Groot. These are all out of order, obviously.
You're showing the trailer.
Yeah, this is a trailer. Yeah, it's a trailer. Yeah, I'm just clicking on it so I don't get zapped. And Jack has a Christmas sweater with a dog with laser beams coming out of his eye, which is great.
Cosmo.
Cosmo's in it. Cosmo's got a voice now.
Yeah, weird voice.
That's cool.
Yeah. But that was
Because they
fun.
stopped the Bell riots.
No, they didn't.
Yes, they did. No. By the way, Fanti. In this, we find out that Mantis is Ego's daughter. That's why she says she's Peter's brother.
Yeah, kind of like a Star Wars Luke and Leia moment.
He shouldn't be Ego's son either. I didn't like that in the second movie.
Yeah. I guess they wanted to explain a reason why he could harness the power there, but here's I wonder if some practical effects were done on Groot. Cloudby didn't. I don't know if Pat, did you see this or?
No,
okay.
No, man. If you just said that out, isn't it like a half an hour? I'd have totally watched it.
Half hour.
Not bad. It's pretty short. Yeah.
Yeah. But I wonder if that was a practical effects costume and some CGI, because Groot looked pretty good, but
Groot's ripped.
Groot's ripped. Yeah, he's put on weight. So I was wondering if it was, hey, Dad Man. How's it going?
Oh, hello. Where's the barbecue?
Oh, we'll be showing the barbecue next. We'll show
right.
We're going to be showing some deep fried turkey because Hungry Boy is hungry.
All right. Well, speaking of Hungry Boy, I've got his favorite avatar on tonight. So
yeah, we can't. Let me move you up. So you can see your,
you can't. Avatar. Okay, you hiding Pat. That's fine. You could not hide that baby though.
Yeah, but tonight's the last night for Thundar for the next 6 weeks. He gets retired. It's the Ninja Turtles and Santa hats. Starting December 1st. So
this show here, I've heard good things about it.
Did you watch it? Did you watch it?
I've not watched it, but I want to watch it because of what I've heard.
Yeah, it was fun. Yeah, definitely thumbs up for me. Clobbering Times, you give it.
I liked it.
Too rocky.
A bit short, but it was short. But I guess it was supposed to be. Yeah.
That shorter is better. They couldn't screw it up. Yeah. So
it was decent. The Halloween special and this are the only two things they've done good. They've done well on Disney Plus.
But I was wondering if Groot had a costume on because because he looked so stocky. So I was wondering if
pumped up.
Yeah, so I was wondering if they just made a costume to save money from the CGI, which
could be.
And let me know in the chat if everyone's seen it. I thought it looked good though if it was a costume.
What's his face? Drax is getting old, man. Jeez, he's a jerkweed in real life anyway.
He's like 55 or 60. How old is
Batista? I don't know.
Batista, yeah.
He's a jerk off though.
But so they go to Kevin. They find they get drunk one night. That's this scene. They get drunk in the bar here. That's this picture here. So they get drunk in the bar, even though they're like, we could never find out where Kevin Bacon's house was, and the girl is like, they see you maps on the stars.
Yeah.
So she's like, I'm all. It's like $40. She's like, well, I'm all out of money, and then she touches her like, you will give it to me for free.
Give it to me and give me all your money.
Yeah, give me all your money. Yeah. So.
Oh God.
So Dave is my age. Yep. So. Yeah, looking kind of old. Yeah.
Oh, you're talking about Dave Bautista. I thought you were talking about Dave in the chat.
No, the wrestler.
Okay. Great. Sorry, Dave.
Drax.
Oh, Dad, man, have you ever heard Clobby call somebody a jerk like that on the chat?
Dave,
Sorry,
you're
Dave.
looking old, Dave.
No, I was talking
Going
about
after-
the age. I knew
Not
you were
that
talking about
Dave.
the
We love
actor. I was
Dave.
talking about the age. I thought they were talking about Dave.
I didn't.
God, David
No, I was talking about Drax. I didn't say Dave. I said Bautista. I never even
Yeah.
mentioned the word Dave.
I'll take it up for you. I agree.
I know. No, I knew you were talking about Dave Bautista. The age, when somebody said 53, I was thinking it was Dave in the chat. I got the age is what I got, not the jerk.
No, Dave in the chat is 87. He already told me.
Well, Dave is a cool dude. He's one hell of a Fortnite player.
I'm just kidding, Dave.
Yeah.
He's David Lopan. Lopan.
That's
So he's hundreds of years old. You would not put on this word to get it, Mr. Button. This maybe pisses me off to no end.
He hates Star-Lord's dad more than Star-Lord does. That's for sure.
Yeah.
So this
Dave
is
called himself
Sorry.
this is Kevin
Two girls
Bacon's
with green
house.
eyes.
So Drax steals an elf, and Gamora steals Mantis steals a candy cane, and they're stealing stuff. So they go to Kevin Bacon's door. They're like, they stole the stuff. So that becomes a fun plot point. And they're like, guys, you can't be taking my stuff. Put my elf and my candy cane back, or I'm calling the police. So of course they break through, and hilarity ensues, and Drax leaves behind his elf, and Gamora. I keep saying Gamora. Mantis says, "What would you rather, save Christmas or have your elf?" Of course, Dax is like, "I'd rather have my elf." So they ring on the doorbell. There's some product placement, I guess, there, but it's just really fun. That was a really fun scene. I thought that was part of the fun. Was Kevin Bacon? He calls. He's like, "There's two people dressed up in suits here, in costumes, trying to break in." So all the cops show up. Yeah, and there's Kevin Bacon. So I love the way it was just fun and well done, and just the light spirit. And they're talking about celebrating Christmas in this, which was nice too. So they're talking about the Christmas spirit and how much it means to people. And as much as we love the presents, part of it is being around family and friends. I think that's what's really important too. So give this definitely recommend watching. It's not going to take much of your time, and it's these are great. They're not true to the comic book characters, but in their own this movie iteration. I do love Guardians of the Galaxy. That was one of the big surprises when I went to see it. The first time. What was that? In 2012, or when did this
14.
movie come out? 14.
14. Yeah.
I was like, how the heck are they gonna make a movie that's enjoyable about these guys? And Guardians of the Galaxy was got light years ahead of anything new Star Wars, if you call it new, or so many other movies. So it was just a fun surprise. There's Kevin Bacon at the door.
Oh gosh.
He breaks through the door. I think Kevin Bacon should have better security there. Maybe not. Shouldn't have so much glass there on the ground floor. But Drax has superpowers anyway, so I guess they're super strength. So I don't think he would.
Yeah.
Much would stop him.
Well, see, there's a scene that is probably the most strong we've ever seen. Drax.
Yeah, I was going to talk to you about that. Drax is. They've made him out. In the comics, he's can tangle with the Hulk basically.
This one can't
Drax
do
the
that.
Destroyer.
He's nothing like the comic book version.
Yeah, in the movies, they really depowered him. Of course, then he goes to fight Thanos, but then in this movie, he flips whatever you call it, special, he flips a cop car, and he's jumping around, and he's he's got like he can jump over a fence, and he's showing super strength.
Right.
So that's one thing I don't like, is when they're not consistent with the powers. So
I think it's fairly consistent. Remember Ronan, and I don't know, Ronan was tossing him around pretty good in the first one. And then obviously he's no match for Thanos, but he was still, fighting him and taking a pounding from him. So he's pretty powerful. He can do the things they have him doing this. I think worked for him. It's not like
No,
the
I mean I
original
liked
Drax.
I liked it, but I think they haven't shown him, like you said, that was the first time they've actually shown him
Well, he
using
flips the
some
police
kind of
car. That was
strength.
about as strong as we've seen him, but it makes sense considering he could take a pounding from Thanos and and Ronan.
Yeah. So here's Kevin Bacon freaking out. He's a good actor, Kevin Bacon. Yeah. And the funny thing, they've got some lines in it, like when they finally get him, they kidnap him and they get him on the spaceship. They find out he's really just, Mantis is asking all the questions.
She takes over his mind and makes him go with him.
Yeah. But then she says, what about the time when you saved the town from dancing? He's like, well, I was just an actor in that.
It was a movie. It was just an actor.
It's the movie.
They were so disappointed to find out he was an actor. Actors.
When did that movie come out, by the way? Was that like
Footloose
86?
In the 80s.
Footloose?
Yeah. Even as a teenager, I thought
84, 85.
Even as a teenager, I thought he was a rebellious jerk that needed to be punched in the face. I was like, "Long live the parents."
Now that you're dad man, right? Yeah.
Exactly. It's even worse now.
So Max, we'll get to that. The merits of the Lester cut over the Donner cut, but I think Drax is the line like actors the most despicable people in the universe or something like that. And same thing with how
about the line that Nebula had? Maybe we shouldn't say the line here.
Yeah,
it's almost like all actors aren't worthless pieces of shit.
Yeah, so that was funny. Yeah, so Nebula's their inside jokes. They're ragging on actors. Yeah, and Kevin Bacon's like, but we get to live many different lives. Yeah, so he throws this Christmas tree down, starring Star-Lord, Drax, Kraglin, and he's got the arrow.
He's got
controller.
Yondu's arrow thingy.
Yeah. Cosmo. That was funny to have Cosmo.
It was funny.
Best actor in the whole thing.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. Cosmo's like, I want one of those tasty treats in your pocket, Groot. It's that's hysterical. So that part was good to finally get Cosmo to have a voice. Yep. And then there's where's Groot? Yeah, see, Groot was bulked up there.
I am Groot. Yeah.
That's why I was wondering if it was a suit, maybe.
I don't know.
Okay.
Good question.
By the way, I watched a video origin on the comic book origin of Rocket. Man, is that some dark stuff?
Oh God!
Yikes!
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's not for the kids. Yeah, that's not going in the
MCU.
Yeah. And I love this. Introducing Kevin Bacon. He's running away from his house. Crap, yeah.
That's awesome.
Save, yeah.
It's refreshing, like in that case where an actor can, play themselves and take shots at themselves like that. The whole humor of it.
Oh, yeah. With
Shatner did it first.
Yeah. Oh, it's art. I don't think everybody can necessarily do it. This last year, Nick Cage had a movie out about the great act with his old name in the thing. It was like a hilarious movie to watch him put himself down.
Yeah.
Can a dog win the Academy Award? Well, I think Lassie should win.
Why not?
Or Tintin. Yeah, so this was fun where they're making fun of actors, and the other great part is, of course, James Gunn is known for his musical score. So I'll show the score in a second, but the Pogues were in it, some great Christmas music.
So is this on Disney Plus?
Disney Plus, yeah. And,
okay.
There's also a song. James Gunn wrote one of the songs too, or helped write one of the songs. That funny Christmas song that they're singing in the beginning. They're saying all this stuff about Santa Claus, and Star-Lord's like, no, that's not true.
We're getting all this crap wrong about Santa Claus. That was a pretty funny song.
Yeah, because the aliens are singing it, and of course,
Mark, that's a good thing now. The Disney Plus, we ended up getting a package to get hockey that ended up including the Disney Plus. So I'll be able
Yeah,
to
you get
watch
ESPN
these
with
shows with you now.
There you go. But of course, where I am, most
you
of the games are blacked out. Yep.
Oh no.
Oh, and Gun tweets that grew small. I guess that small group is 100% computer generated. Wow, I mean,
Whoa.
look great. I was just
Like
wondering
he's
if they might
Jack.
try to do a
Cut.
costume to save money. Yep. But thank you for
No,
that.
I think he means swole as in buff.
Swollen.
Jack.
Buff.
Like,
Oh,
Yeah.
buff. Yep.
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
pretty
Yeah, I'm not
buff.
that smart sometimes.
Vitamin S.
I will pump you up, Groot. Let's see what other pictures we have here. Yeah. Look at oh, it's a cat. I thought it was a dog. Might
What?
have been
it's Laser Cat.
a laser cat. Okay, that was a laser dog for some reason.
Laser cat. Is that stupid cat from Captain Marvel?
I don't know.
Black that knocked out Nick Fury's eye.
Scroll. Yeah. I am Groot. Yep.
Hey,
Like
you know who
this
did a
is-
good job of playing themselves as a fictitious version of themselves was Lou Ferrigno, the Incredible Hulk, when he was on what was the show with the fat guy and he married the Scientologist, King of Queens.
What?
You remember that? He was the
Kevin
neighbor.
James?
Oh,
Yeah,
Leigh Remini.
he was on
yeah,
there.
yeah. Lou Ferrigno was next door neighbor.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
And he
that's
just
funny.
played himself. There was one episode where he was like trying to help him get in shape, and he would like sneak and eat donuts and stuff.
Yeah, eventually
Yeah.
it turned in from Lou Ferrigno trying to keep Kevin, not Kevin Bacon, not Kevin Smith,
Kevin James,
Kevin James. Thank you.
sure.
He was trying to keep him like on track and stuff, and then slowly Kevin James turned him over to the dark side. You got him playing video games and
Right.
Yeah. Not surprising, right? Yeah. So yeah, Hungry Boy says Remini, hubba. Yeah, she's cute. Yep. Yeah. But the really nice. This really had a great Christmas message, which surprised me. It was very I shouldn't say program, but they said Christmas. It was very Christmassy, and the great sentiment at the end. Not it's not giving much away, but obviously they have a scene where Kevin Bacon is playing music, and he is in a band called the Bacon Brothers. So, like every actor, they also want to be rock stars. So he's got a pretty good voice, and they sing a Christmas song in the end, which is really well done and a lot of fun. And the lyrics are just I always put subtitles on so I don't miss anything. So the lyrics are hysterical. Let me see if I can find the lyrics for any of this music, but that's James Gunn can go overboard, but what I didn't think he did this time, which is good. So unlike Tahiti Wahiti, just doesn't take he didn't take the joke too far, which was great too, which I appreciate. And of course this is tongue in cheek. This is going to be a fun romp, Christmas romp. So you can forgive it for some of that, but the jokes were well placed, and I didn't think it was over the top. And where you get into, like Thor, we're not expecting Thor to be a comedy. So so here, let's see so the Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special is a fantastic start to the holiday season, full of lots of laughs, some of the best parts of the music and lyrics. Here are the lyrics to a couple of the songs in the Guardians of the Galaxy Special. We have an original collab with James Gunn and the old 97s. And then there's one bit where the guy's playing the guitar. That's obviously CGI, and he's just spinning. He's spinning his hand around. And one of the other aliens is like, how does he do that? Like a guitar player would love to have, your arm go around like a fan. Yep. So James Gunn collaborated with the old 97s, wrote a new song. I don't know what Christmas is, but Christmas time is here. It's my favorite song of the special. It makes me laugh, like many of the quotes in the Guardian of the Galaxy holiday special. Gunn also recorded a new version of Here's Christmas Time with Kevin Bacon. So here's the first song that I love, was performed by, God, I can't say that, Burrs Ms. Tok Tok Kalak. and Star-Lord, of course, nails the name. Head of the band on Nowhere and bandmates, the old 97. So I don't know what Christmas is, but Christmas time is here lyric. So it says, out on the third planet closest to the sun, There's a special celebration. It sounds quite fun. A jolly old fellow brings toys to everyone. A holiday they call Christmas. All right, so that
Oh yeah, this part was fine, but then it gets really good.
then it gets
I'm not gonna lie.
You got it,
Makes
Clubby.
No, yeah, are you sure? No, go
Yeah,
for
you
it.
get this one. You got this one.
Now I'm not gonna
We'll switch.
lie. It makes no sense to me, but here's what I've discovered about this Christmas mystery. I don't know. I can't remember how he sang it. Anyway, 1, 2, 3, 4. Was it Santa is a furry freak with that big superpowers? He flies to every home in under 14 hours. He's a master burglar, a pro at picking locks. If you don't leave milk and cookies out, he will put dung in your socks. And Peter's
That's
going,
not true.
No, that's not true.
So that part was hysterical.
Yeah, it was fun.
All right.
Yeah.
If you act nicely through the night and don't jump on your bed, Santa comes with sugar plums and hurls them at your head. But if you're on his naughty list, he shoots missiles at your toes. He might just roast your chestnuts with his powerful flamethrower. I was like, no, he doesn't have a flamethrower.
Yeah, that was funny.
All right, we gotta finish the song. So rain, 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 dear, dear, dear. I don't know what Christmas is, but Christmas time is here.
It's here.
All right, why don't you read this one?
He's compelled his creepy elves to do his every wish. One sought to be a dentist, now he's sleeping with a fish.
Herbie.
Mrs. Claus, she works the pole, plans her man's demise. Soon the elves will all rise up and stab out Santa's eyes. That's not how they sing at the show, by the way. I just can't remember.
Yeah. Oh, hey, Mrs. Dadman. Yeah, this is the
Hey, Mrs.
Dadman holiday special. So,
but it was like Pete's reaction was funny too when they're doing all this crap. They're like, "What the?" It's like, no,
okay,
that's not.
Dadman. Since Mrs. is here, why don't you read this paragraph?
Good, Dadman.
Starting at the
Starting with ho
ho. Read it or sing it.
Sing it if you can. I mean, I don't want to put you on the spot, but hey, Dadman has pipes. Rip them out.
I don't know.
You don't have to sing it, Dadman.
It's in a key of C, Dadman.
Me. Ho, 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 ho. Earthlings are so weird. I don't know what Christmas is, but Christmas time is here.
Nice.
There we go, Dadman.
There you go. You sound like Kermit.
You can do it again. Here, we got two verses. Yeah.
Just kidding. Another one. Just kidding.
Don't die.
We'll make sure you can see it. Dadman, like Eddie Haskell. Wow.
That's funny.
Hello, Mrs. Dadman.
Hey, Mrs. Yep. All right. So who wants to get this last part? How about Pat? You want to get this one?
Go or Steve, either one.
Steve, yeah. You can't have all the fun.
I'll read it. I won't sing it. You guys don't want me to sing it. You trust me. What the heck's a turtle dove, and who lit up that deer? I don't know what Christmas is, but Christmas time is here. I don't know what Christmas is, but Christmas time is here. Yeah. Or maybe it's there, or maybe it's somewhere. I don't know.
I don't know.
Hey,
it was a lot better when they performed. It was pretty good.
Yeah, but we can't play it. But
Pat could rap it, maybe.
Could you rap it, Pat?
No. Okay.
No.
But I read it pretty well. Come on, guys.
No.
I was a reading teacher for 7 years. I thought I read it pretty well. There was some inflection there.
You did well.
You can do it, Pat.
I still like Patrick Swayze Christmas better.
Oh gosh.
No. MST3K reference. That's greatness.
Brzimik Takalak. I can't say. I wonder how long it took to.
Brzimik Takalak.
Yeah. Hey,
Donnie Pearson. Hello.
Mrs. It's the Guardian of the Galaxy holiday special, Christmas special.
Yes, we can watch it. We have Disney Plus.
I'm surprised they said Merry Christmas at the end.
They did, yeah. I was impressed. Yep. And here's Christmas time lyrics. We won't play the whole thing, but Kevin Bacon, singing this. But we stopped by for a piece of delicious peach pie. I tell you my Yuletide wishes. You can help me do the dishes because it is Christmas time. So it's another fun song too. So yeah, holiday specials got to have lots of good Good music.
Oh,
so
gosh.
They
There we
did a nice job. Yeah, it was cool. A lot
yeah,
of fun. Yeah.
That
Yeah, it
could
was
be a
fun.
topic for another Sunday too, Mark. Is great Christmas songs that aren't
Well, we got plenty
You
of
know.
Christmas to go.
are classics.
Yeah.
That's true. There's at least two from Weird Al Yankovic I could think of. So yeah,
My
And
favorite is
Unfortunately,
Christmas at Ground Zero.
Courtney's not here.
Christmas at Ground Zero is the best one. But wasn't there one like the night Santa Claus went crazy or something like that?
I
That
only know the Ground
they did a
Zero.
claymation too.
Did they?
Well, Christmas at Ground Zero is probably his most favorite.
That's my favorite. I don't know the other one, but maybe they did.
Oh, and they
Maybe
also
after
had
my time.
they also played a clip from Santa Claus on Mars. Or was it Santa? What's the movie?
Yeah, he was watching
Hunger
Santa
Games?
Versus
Claus
the Martians.
Conquers the Martians.
Yeah.
He was watching. Kevin Bacon was watching that. I hate him. Iambic pentameter. That's from that moonlighting episode. Steve,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you ever see that moonlighting episode where they did Taming of the Shrew? That was hilarious.
Oh yeah, yeah. Tammy the Shrew is hysterical. Yeah. So
But
here's
they
a
did it
list
on
of music.
Moonlighting.
Fairy
go
Tale of New York by the Pogues. Great song, great Christmas song. And then that was the joke song we just read. I got to add that to my Christmas rotation.
The old
I
97s.
collect Christmas music, so I've got thousands and thousands. That's kind of one of my things during the holidays is to play Christmas music nonstop, which drives some people crazy. And I love Mannheim Steamroll. That was probably by Rush's influence, but
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, great.
Is this Christmas wrapping? Yes, these are all great Christmas
The
songs. I want an alien
waitresses.
for
You guys know
Christmas.
the waitresses. I know what boys like.
The
Yep,
Wombats,
yep.
the waitresses.
Yeah.
Yep.
Never heard of them.
And
All
the
those
Smashing
songs were in this?
Pumpkins Christmas time. Yeah.
Were all those
Some of them are
songs?
just
Some of
playing
them
in the
didn't
background,
have
yeah.
that in the background, I guess. Yeah,
They need
Oh,
to
yeah,
release an
two
album.
big songs.
I'm sure there's going to
They
be a
might.
Christmas.
Christmas mixtape. There you go, Mark.
They probably do a Christmas mixtape.
Yeah, there got to be a yeah, because the Guardian of the Galaxies Volume 1 and 2 were great, great albums. So
Yeah, I love that.
Let's see here.
Still listen to them a lot.
So here's some quotes. Yep, because we love quotes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Be Kevin Bacon, but like if you didn't suck. Drax, when they find out as an actor. Jan, do I hate Christmas? Yeah, Drax. They're telling a story in the end. That was horrible. He's like, I hate stories where everyone lives.
Yeah, that was good.
That's not part of the lore at all. Yeah, when they're talking about the song. Yep. I don't know what Christmas is, but Christmas time is here. Yeah. Get over the Zarg nuts with Mantis.
Look at the
Yep.
Zarg nuts.
Yep. So yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Zarg nuts.
Yeah, and they said GoBots killed. I don't know why they said GoBots killed Drax's cousin.
I don't know what the hell he's talking about. I was wondering about that line, huh?
But does Marvel own
Drax,
the rights
stop
to
being a bigot.
GoBots? Can someone check for us? Does maybe they own and then they're going to say the GoBots really exist? I don't know.
The challenge of the GoBots. The
I
GoBots
don't
were
know.
Mattel, right?
Drax,
but who
stop being a
owns
bigot.
who?
Because Hasbro was Transformers. I know that.
Well, let's see, GoBots and Marvel.
Ooh,
Maybe
the
they own
challenge of the
GoBots.
GoBots was a bad cartoon, y'all. Even for an '80s cartoon.
Yeah, but I wonder if I wonder if they're going to be
GoBots
in
killed one.
go be in the Marvel universe. Yeah. Yeah, so they're adding it to the wikis here, but I wonder if they're actually gonna say that's what was created by
I like
Tonka.
Drax, stop being a bigot. That was
Yeah.
ridiculous.
So they exist in the MCU. They're going to compete with the Transformers. I don't know. Remember?
Man, they weren't as big as the Transformers.
No, they're never as big. No, yeah,
Second stringers.
yeah. Dancing is for people who are pathetic. Tracks. Yeah. He's an actor. He just never actually saved anyone. Yeah, that was great. But actors are repugnant.
You saved the town with dancing, and once Pete saved the whole galaxy with dancing.
Yeah. We give
This
Quill
isn't
the worst
Christmas
ever.
gift, this is-
disgusting actor.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, the word
go.
discuss. Yeah, go ahead. No, you got. Sorry,
No, so that was funny line.
but
yeah.
actors are repugnant.
Yeah. That was great by Drax. Yeah, and Kevin Bacon's wife is on the phone, and this Kira Sedgwick.
Kira Sedgwick was on the phone with him.
Yeah. So yeah, this was a lot of fun. So Highly
And you know,
recommended.
and you know what they could do for part 2? They could go and get Alyssa Milano, and then at the end he flies back to Earth and throws her off the ship and flies
Drops
away.
her. Yeah.
Says,
Yeah.
"Never mind."
Yeah.
What a dumb biatch.
Put down my elf and my candy cane. I'm calling the police right now, Kevin Bacon. Yeah. So when you know, that's how I judge a movie too, or a show. If you've got some lines that you're going to repeat, like, you know, get over the Zarg nuts. If I yell that at some, you know, but that could, you know, I'm not saying it's going to become, you know, inconceivable, but when you got lines that could stick, and I'm going to miss James Gunn in the MCU, but hopefully he'll do some good things over in the DCU. We'll see what happens in the next movie.
He's already
But,
done 2 okay things.
Yeah, that's true.
The
I'll go
Suicide
with
Squad was
the-
okay.
Okay.
Peacemaker was okay.
I like Peacemaker. At the end, it ramped up. At the end, it really.
I'm going to tell you why
It was fun.
Peacemaker worked for me, and I went in with a very bad attitude. It's because I know absolutely nothing about Peacemaker and DC
Don't worry,
Comics.
nobody does.
Because 24/7 was like, and if you knew about Peacemaker, the comic book, that shit. I said that's very fair, but since this is the only Peacemaker I know, you know.
I'm going to actually disagree with that a little bit, believe it or not, because there's almost nothing to the character. He barely existed in the 60s. He was around for a little while, yes. He was
Fair
very
enough.
different, no question about it, but he had very little shelf life in terms of most characters and stuff. And he's pretty bare bones, and he's never really been that great. I mean, I love that helmet. You know, he looks
Well,
cool.
but you have to admit he did have
He's kind of a
a
weird
much
character.
darker origin, and his dad was way
they
worse. Even
It was totally, and that's what I'm saying. They didn't really do anything to a character that was of any that
right.
had any kind of severe, like big following or anything.
I guess you
Yeah.
had to change it a little bit because if I remember right, and Claudia, you correct me if I'm wrong on this. I think 24 told me his dad was like a Nazi officer who hid out after
Yes.
the war, and
That is correct.
okay, which is very dark, but also wouldn't make a lot of sense. His dad would have to be like well into his 90s, you know.
Well,
But
that's
the
just
character
the
was
age of
first
the
created
comic
in the 60s, though.
Yeah, so that's
exactly
realistic
right.
for them,
So you'd
yeah.
have to time it up right.
But you're right.
So,
yeah. So his dad was
Robert-
horrible in the
Robert
show.
Patrick's good in anything though,
He
except for
was
those
hilarious.
last 2 seasons of X-Files. Those were terrible, but
Yeah, not his fault, but yeah.
he's a great Terminator.
So let's
sir.
see. What can you buy the soundtrack? Or here's the soundtrack here, complete.
Bet it's on
Oh,
iTunes.
cool. All right.
I guess the
I don't know.
here's
Maybe so.
Guardians of the Galaxy complete mixtape. So you could. Can I share this? Let's see if I share it. Oh, here we go. The Twitters. Yep. And that way I can.
There
It's
you go.
Spotify. Spotify. Yep.
Okay.
For you old guys, Spotify is a place where you can get every song in the world.
Spitify.
Mark, are you gonna rip that and make us all like little CD cases and mail it to us for Christmas?
Oh yeah, that'd be fun. Yeah.
Okay.
Even it's like Napster.
Of course, I'd probably Napster. Yeah, of course, I'd have to send you thumb drives. Probably right. Do people still have CDs in their computers or CD players, or is that dead
Mine
now?
might.
Well, I don't want to brag at how
Yeah, I need
poor
a
I am,
thumb
but
drive.
I can actually play a CD in my car.
Wow.
Like I
So
can
could
put
I.
a CD in the car.
Me too. Oh,
Up until
I
about
still
6
have
years
that.
ago, guys, I could play a tape in my car.
Wow.
I guess still got
If mine- I could too.
Truck.
Up
I
until-
bet
Oh, wow.
Clobby's
Yeah.
first car only
Me
could
too.
play AM radio, right, Clobby?
Oh, here, let's
my
start a
first one.
poll.
No, might be.
My first
Can't
car
remember.
radio was an option.
Oh yeah, it's true. Actually,
Get out of here,
it
Steve.
was.
You're not that old.
Yeah,
Don't be-
yeah.
No, but my car is.
But his car was hold up.
No, a car. Fair enough. Oh, that is true. But actually, my first car was not an option, but it was an AM radio because I had a '76 Ford Maverick, and it was an AM radio. I remember we had to pull it out, but yeah, when I was
I
in
have
college. What a
I have.
Mine
I
was
have.
a-
What's
Ford truck. Go ahead.
what year, Clubby?
Oh, it was like a 78, 77 Ford truck or something that I first got in like 1980. 80, I think.
I think-
1980.
I
it was
think
like 2
I-
years old.
I think I edge out Mark. My Mustang is a 64 and a half.
Oh, you have the one that was. You actually have the first half year. Wow.
Yeah, the one that Lee Iacocca rushed out.
Oh,
Yeah, the early one. Yeah.
Yeah, yep.
Wowzers.
And I have a 66 as well, but I don't really, that was only got a 200 in it, and it's an automatic. So
Hey, don't insult my 206. I have glass packs on that, and that sounds like a loud, freaking mean machine.
I hate that. I hate that because those things are waking me up and Maddie all hours of the night.
That wasn't
Oh,
me
wow.
driving by.
No, as loud as those things are, that could be you driving in your hometown.
Oh, they're loud. Yeah, I love
They
it.
are-
It's so nice
they
to have
are
that
loud,
glass
you know.
pack. It sounds so damn good. I got pulled over for like, "Where's your emission stickers?" I'm like, "Son, this car is older than me. There ain't no emissions on it."
Yeah, in 65 up until I think the late 60s or even early 70s, seatbelts were an option, and in some states you don't need to install if it's a classic car, it's an antique classic car, you don't need to install them.
Yeah, well, how would you?
Well, because the government
nice.
cracks down on everything else, but yeah, that's
Well, you would
that's
have to
my-
weld them in. Yeah, I do want to add
that's my
over the
nice-
shoulder seat belts. So you can buy them too for the Mustangs. You can build the whole Mustang from scratch basically, but you can attach them to the rear seat belts for a quick fix, or you could weld the support to the roof. But
By the way, my truck still has a cassette player and a CD player, but it's a 2003 model. So
Mark, will the Mustang Club of America dock you points for that?
I think some shows I've read, they do not dock you because it's a safety feature. So I think they have two different classes, but and it was an option in '67 to have an overhead cross the shoulder belt. So there are some of the later cars had the mounting points in them, depending on when it was built. But that's something that I know. There's different categories too, but some of them, if I'm remembering correctly, they won't dock you for that for safety. If it's a daily driver class. So yeah,
Right.
So
yeah.
someday I'll get mine back on the road. Yeah. And Huggy Boy says Clobby taped a phonograph to the back seat.
yes, I did.
And he had to feed the bird, whose nose used to play the yeah. But
They did actually have.
They did have
some
record
cars did
player,
have
yeah.
record players. Yeah,
They
in
did have
some
record
cars,
players
yeah.
in some cars. That's exactly right.
Yeah.
I was saving up to buy, and I never could afford it until they were stopped making them. But they used to have CD players for the classic Mustangs.
Yeah.
That you could mount in your trunk, and it would have like 30 CDs or something. At the time, I was like, "Oh, this is going to be awesome!" And now you can't find them anymore because So.
Well, now you just I put a new stereo in my Mustang, the new old stereo that fit just perfectly. But now it looks so old. It's like a 70, like an 80s with orange lights, but it fit perfectly in. But then I guess if you have as long as you have an aux, you can just plug in your phone to it now, which is funny. But, yeah.
An aux, boy, that's an
AUX.
old. I know.
Aux in. What were you going to say, Dad Man?
No, it was me actually. I had a question. I'm sorry, Dad Man. Was it you? I didn't mean to.
No. I was quiet. No, it was you, I think.
Okay. I was wondering, in the show Mannix, he had a car phone. How did that work? There was no cellular towers in the 60s and stuff. Was it like a radio? No, I'm serious. He did.
Yeah.
He
It
had
was
a
like
car
he
phone.
did have a car, yeah. Man,
Wow.
radio, a car phone, yeah.
Yeah, Elvis had a car
did.
phone in his car too, if they show it, but it was through radio frequency. Yep.
Well, isn't
that's
that like
cool.
the
Or like
emergency
radio.
little? Isn't it the same thing like the emergency call boxes? The TV show, they put the little antenna and they used a telephone. It was like a radio signal.
Yeah, it was radio. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
emergency. Yeah. What's
Yeah.
the EKG? That's a Motorola. Yep. Send over the
Ox
EKG.
mix.
Give them D5W with lactated ringers.
Yeah, you got it. Have you been watching that, Dadman? I know you the missus just
Actually,
bought.
a few weeks ago, we picked up the last 3 seasons from Second and Charles. So
Awesome,
we
man.
now have the
Love
whole
that show.
series and the movies
Of what?
of
Emergency.
Oh,
One of the greatest
cool, yeah. I
shows
love-
in history.
Second Charles is cool. It's a
Absolutely.
nice place. Nice place.
My favorite episode was a kid ate too much dough,
Yeah.
and it because I was Italian, we'd always have dough, and Grandma would say, "Don't eat too much dough." And so the kid eats like all the dough, and it rises in his stomach, and it looks like it's
Oh, come on.
It really was the ER before ER, and they told a
Yeah.
lot of messages and stuff without being graphic, without having a lot of the modern stuff. It was really a far-reaching show for its time, groundbreaking in some ways.
Was
Yeah,
it
and
better
then-
than the Rookies?
I
Yes.
don't remember the
I
Rookies.
don't know. I watched the Rookies, but this come on before Monday Night Football.
Here we go. I
Lasted
found
a couple
I
years.
found it. I found the clip
Of what?
by the power of the interwebs.
No,
The
emergency?
kid who ate too much dough.
Oh no!
And
Wow.
for years my sister and I were like, did we really watch that? Like, was it true? Because you had no interwebs, right? So you didn't know anything. And I don't want to get in trouble here about this clip, but
Mark, as an Irishman, I could say this in all honesty.
Like
Nobody
those
gets
RoboCop
beat.
references. Go ahead. In the chat. Go ahead.
Nobody in Hollywood gets beat up like the Italians, sir. That's for sure.
yeah.
What are you talking about? Yeah, that's true. Conan O'Brien said that the only two people you can still make fun of are Irish and the Italians.
That's about right.
Yeah, because you can still do make jokes about being an Irishman and getting drunk and getting into a fight. And Italians, people
Yes.
always do the. There's a
Yeah.
meme on one of the Italian pages I follow where one person is saying,
That's somebody you.
the one guy is saying, what is Italy known for? And the other guy says, art, architecture. And the other guy stares at him and he goes, culture, food. And then the other guy does that hand gesture, that palm up with all the fingers together with the thumb. It's like, yeah, you can reduce our culture to a hand gesture. Anyway,
That's a spicy meatball.
good picking up my Blaupunk quote there, Kalabby.
Where were you at?
Mark,
Oh,
this
yeah, I
guy
love
looks
that.
like he carved
Don't
us,
F with
man.
me. 600 SUX.
That's it.
Yeah.
How much dough did he eat?
A lot of dough. And the grandma said,
Did you
"Don't
got to
eat too much
play
raw
this,
dough."
right?
Well, I can't play because I got zapped, but I was wondering what.
Oh, come on, fair use, dude. This thing's like 85 years old. Let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, it's your channel. Let's do it. Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
only owned
so-
by who owns it? I don't even know who owns it.
I don't know who owns it. Yeah, but I'm just trying to see if I could see
Jack
it.
Webb.
Let me.
It's a Jack Webb
Let's see.
show.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna.
Just the facts,
Well,
man.
it's not playing fast. Here.
Apparently, Jack Webb
Webb-
didn't really like Randolph Mantooth though very much.
Really? Why not?
Yeah, there's some stories about there was a lot of back scene friction there.
Acute abdominal pains. Let's see. Due to hypertension.
Man, eating
the
too much
stomach,
makes
yeah.
your pressure go up.
Yeah.
And-
So
Let's see what the treatment was. D5W lactated ringers, or was it
no, it was WD-40.
WD-40?
Just kidding.
There is one of those that's close to that.
Yeah.
I remember there were 2 IVs that they did, and then occasionally they do a saline solution and a push.
Yeah. So he ingested 2 pounds of dough, they said there, I guess. Yeah. So it says 2 loaves, but yeah, so but then my sister and I, we always thought it was like, look at the kid's stomach, it's all pushed up there. So we're like, what the freak happened? So it was just Paramount owns it. Then they're in big trouble if Paramount
Oh
owns it.
boy, it's Paramount. Yeah.
they don't like that stuff, yeah. But
Yeah, I retract that, Mark. Do not play this.
yeah. So
Paramount will send you a bill at your house.
yeah, I bought enough Star Trek shit.
Sorry.
Steve said he does have a cute abdominal. Yeah.
Oh my
So
gosh.
I don't know. It was just one of those fun things. And I'm like, when I finally got the series, I'm like watching it, and I'm like, called my sister like, Laura, you're not gonna believe it. The episode really does exist. We weren't imagining that from like 40 years ago. Because I'd watch Emergency with my grandfather every it was a Friday or Saturday night. I just remember it was one of those things, it's time for Emergency, and you love that. And it was, these anthology shows were so great because they had like 4 or 5 different segments, and didn't matter that you watched the week before, and you'd have all the different rescues, and there were some great rescues and firefighting and
Yep.
rope work. And after a while, the actors were like, the stars were like, let's get the stuntmen and do more of this stuff.
I
But
remember that kid.
But
I remember that kid, that actor. Good.
oh, you do remember who that is?
He was
Yeah.
on a Buck Rogers episode. That's all I remember.
Yeah.
but Stoker, I think, is it Johnny Stoker? I don't remember his first name, but Stoker, the engineer that drove the engine, was actually an active duty LA County
Yeah.
fireman at the time.
Yeah, one of those guys was.
Mm-hmm.
But not Kevin Ty and Randolph Mandooth, they were just actors.
They were just actors, but it was Stoker, the engineer driver of the engine
Yeah.
that was the live firefighter.
Yeah,
And
they
actually,
think they did that to save.
This
the
was a-
first season. I think the
this
captain
is-
of the first season also was active duty, but then they replaced him with Norrell the second season.
Hey, Kel, this was a spinoff of Adam 12, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, they had a couple episodes where they met up. I
Yep,
think. in this, yeah.
crossovers.
Raw dough awareness day.
Yeah, but what I think they did that too to have just for safety and just to have someone on the show. So they did have a bunch of firefighters on the show, and the guy, the gentleman who introed the show, the radio dispatcher. What a sweet radio voice he had. He was great.
He was
I think he finally got.
He was also a LA fireman too. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
doing the dispatch stuff. Yeah.
The dispatch guy, yeah. So they finally had some scenes with him. Yep. Yes, Mrs. says the emergency was groundbreaking because EMTs were just emerging. Before that, only ambulances administered first aid and transported. So, yeah, and that was a start. It was amazing how that show actually helped to spread the use of EMTs across the country. Because back then there was a lot of debate about having someone else other than a doctor administer medicine, but it saved probably at this point, I'm guessing, hundreds of thousands, if not millions of lives by having people, that could administer, medicine and first aid and basic care to stabilize you to get you to the hospital. So,
Yeah, because the first regular episode was the Wedsworth Townsend Act, which I think was a real act that was in California to authorize this, and that's why the first episode Brackett was such a hard butt on him, like a drill sergeant, and then finally saw the value for it. So,
hey, pop culture curator. Yep.
In New Orleans, the EMT program up until like the mid 90s was run by the police department. As a matter of fact, if you got in trouble or you weren't a good cop, a lot of times, that is in the 70s and stuff, they would just go like, okay, you're going to the ambulance corps, and that's it. That was like your punishment. So imagine that's who's coming to save you, right? As somebody who's, yeah.
I told you,
Right.
lactator ringers. So,
Lactated ringers, yeah. And hail, Captain James T. Skywalker. Yep.
Hail,
Captain
Always
James T. Skywalker
Always hope for an
Hey,
emergency chips crossover. Yeah.
and
I
Kal-El's
had
here.
Oh,
I had-
Cal's here. Yeah,
Kal-El.
awesome.
the other Stephen M, but this time
Other
a
Stephen,
third less calories.
He's, yeah.
I had a
saying?
kung fu when I was when I used to teach kung fu. I had a student that was an EMT, and he said, or he was a paramedic. So I'm not exactly sure what the distinction is, but he said, if it weren't, he said, and I guess this is opinion, so I better phrase it that way. He said that EMTs or paramedics save more lives than doctors do. Because, and it depends on what you mean by save. I mean, because no life is really ever
I
saved.
can
It's just
believe it.
prolonged. It's just prolonged.
Right.
Yeah, he said because
Sure.
without them, the people would die on the way to the hospital.
Yeah, it makes sense actually.
So yeah,
well,
and they don't get enough credit. So
as they see though, sometimes it's the time, the quicker the response, the treatment is administered, it can make a difference. So
Because it gives
Yeah,
somebody
yeah.
a chance to get there to the doctor.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, before you didn't have that chance. Yeah. So here's this guy is not Pregos. He just ate too much cookie dough or
Wow.
or
Not cookie dough. Cookie dough
bread,
won't do
bread,
it to you,
bread
but
dough.
that's
It's bread
actually-
dough.
Dough from the 70s.
Yeah.
Why would you eat dough? And I never wanted to eat dough when I was that age. I was
Yeah,
wait till
you got
it's
me on that.
I don't understand why the idiot ate dough.
Oh, he was
Whoever
just
looks at
weird.
dough and goes, I got to eat that. I mean, you can.
I'd always eat a little bit of it.
out of an a-hole.
When Grandma made made bread, I would always eat a little bit of it, but then it doesn't taste good after the first few bites. So
Yeah.
it's
Yeah, we weren't even allowed to lick the
Speak for
beaters when I was a
yourself.
kid because they had raw egg in it. They were afraid we'd get like salmonella or something.
Botulism.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do like
I-
cookie dough, but what's that?
I
Steve?
used to eat that stuff all the time. I scraped a bowl when my mother was.
You would
making
eat
cookies.
dough?
Oh yeah, the raw dough.
cookie
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah.
love cookie dough, but I'm talking about this is bread dough or something.
well, that's why they sell cookie dough that you can eat in the grocery store now.
Oh no, I
Because
love
of
it.
that. Yeah,
I'm talking about
They-
what this dude ate.
Yeah, he just ate raw dough. Yeah, which
Like
do
from
not do. You
from
end up in the
bread.
emergency room. Yeah,
right?
for
From
bread.
bread.
Yeah.
Kudos to
See,
pop culture
we-
curator for tying in the TV show Chips when we're talking about cookie dough. Well done. Whether it was intentional or not, well done, sir.
Yeah. So this poor kid lives finally, but yeah, Doc tells him, yeah, don't do that again. Yeah. So I don't know how
What
the
did
hell
they
we
have
got
to do,
on-
Mark? Put them in a
I-
preheated 350 oven for 14 minutes.
Wasn't the sister show? Wasn't the companion show to this called Medical Center with these two guys, with this doctor and the nurse in it?
I don't even
Medical
remember a
center, huh?
companion show for these guys.
Maybe
There were some
Excellent.
spin-offs.
No, I think Claudia is right. Actually, come on.
There was?
We know Claudia. Yeah.
He's
For a second,
always
I thought you
right.
were talking about there was a show called Trauma
It
Center.
was
Does
this,
anybody remember
this
that
guy.
one?
No, I don't know that one.
Was a spin-off? Is the same doctor?
Lou Ferrigno was
Yeah,
in it,
doctor.
Claudia.
What's that? Really? What trauma center?
Yeah, he was a
remember that
paramedic. He was a
Um,
paramedic. In one they always found people that were trapped under heavy things so that Lou
No.
Ferrigno, the paramedic, would have something to do.
See, I think it's a different show completely because Medical Center ran from 69 to 76.
No, it's definitely a different show. I
Yeah,
was,
and Chad Everett was on the show.
Chad Everett was
Well,
on
'cause that-
Medical Center. I'm sorry. No, there was a different show. What the hell was this show that was
Well,
called?
they tried to have a spin-off with Mark Harmon. They had like an animal National Park Service Rangers, and
You're right. Medical Center was Chad,
and
Chad
it was
Everett.
Mark
Sorry.
Harmon, and it was vets, and they tried to have that was a backdoor pilot that failed. Then there was an emergency animated show from 73 to 76.
Yeah, I remember that.
And then they say Squad 51 briefly appeared in the Chips episode Cry Wolf, where it can be seen. Or here, I'll just
Okay.
flip this over. I'm not that smart. I'm just reading. I'm
Real-
goggling here.
Real quick. Emergency actually spun off an animated version. Here for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was animated. Yeah.
It was Emergency Plus 4, ran on NBC Saturday mornings from 73 to 76.
did they
That's
have
a
like
long
dog?
time for a
Did
70s
they have like a
cartoon.
dog or something on the animated version?
hmm And Fire Station 51 also appeared briefly in an episode of Quincy Emmy as an LAFD fire station. So
And they also didn't let Chekhov be in that cartoon, too. So it's kind of sad.
Yeah, so
But
here's
Ro-
emergency plus 4. Well, that was
Plus
the
4.
yes, plus 4. Yep, let's have any pictures of that. So,
Why was I thinking of Medical Center? No, yeah, you're right. It was Chad Everett. I remember that stupid show.
Flash
I
the
thought-
dog,
Yeah,
Bananas the monkey. Yep. They have any pictures here? No.
my memory sucks.
Yeah.
I got to tell you, nothing was as jarring, though, as that Trapper John M.D. Man, Wayne Rogers really let himself go in that amount of time, huh?
To change it to Pernell Roberts. Yeah, it was. It was since the early '50s to the early '80s, though.
Was it? I thought that was late 70s.
No, I mean, Trapper left Korea in the early '50s. The character,
Right.
and then this show takes place in the modern day, which at the time was like late '70s, early '80s. So I mean, yeah, you're talking about what 30 years.
His hair would fall out. Unless, of course, you saw Wayne Rogers
30 years.
on
In 30 years, you might go from being Wayne Rogers to Parnell Roberts.
I guess so. But did you ever see Wayne Rogers before he died? He still looked like Wayne Rogers. It was amazing.
Yeah, he used to go on the Fox Network.
He was like
He was
really
smart.
wealthy, wasn't he? Did he make like a ton of money in real estate or something like that?
Mm-hmm. It was a business.
Well, does anyone have this TV show? Mrs., do you have this emergency plus 4?
That would
in
be
your DVD
impressive.
I remember this.
That would be impressive. Yeah.
that's the one I don't think we have, but we've got something else here. Mark, I'm going to see if I can get it to you.
Okay.
Because I'm learning all about the joys of this silly thing called StreamYard.
Yeah, there we go. So
And
let's
let you see
I
if you
can
want
get-
to put it up. You know,
let me just see. We got to look at the spinoffs though. So there was a spinoff TV. I closed the article by accident. Here, let me pull this back over because this is kind of fun we have on Sunday Night
Yeah,
Geekery.
Sierra
We
was a
geeked
show
out-
about the National Park Rangers or whatever. A show called Sierra, and it did have sort of a crossover with Emergency, I think.
Mark Harmon was on that. Yeah. 10th of it was Sierra.
1974.
Yeah. So they had so they had like the universe, yeah. So and then 905 Wild, that was the one with Mark Harmon, and the cute girl was a vet there. And then I'll see here, Squad 51 briefly appeared in the Chips episode Cry Wolf. Can be seen responding from the station to a false accent report, but I guess they don't have the actors on it. Squad 51 arrives. Yep. Okay, but I guess they don't. I guess the characters don't appear, but they do have Squad 51, which is really cool. Oh, Quincy ME has Squad 54.
Also had
Great
Robert Ito in it, which brings us back to our beginning conversation about how the same Asian actors were in like the same 10, like they were in Kung Fu and MASH. And speaking of MASH, and you guys are talking about spinoffs, has anybody ever heard of Rollout?
No.
Yep.
Clobby,
it wasn't a spinoff, but it was by the same. Larry Gilbart made it.
It was not
made by Larry Gilbart, though, the guy who made MASH.
And it was set in the Vietnam War.
I don't think it was. Yeah, I don't know if it was considered to be a spinoff or not, but it was set in the Vietnam War. It was a show that didn't last too long, but it was created by Larry Gilbart, who made MASH.
It was a funny show.
Yeah, it was. For as long as it lasted. Rollout was like not even a season, right?
Ooh. I'm big in this full screen. Oh.
We have
that is cool. Oh, you have that?
Yeah, you were talking. They showed this emergency comic book, by the way. Some of John Byrne's earliest work was on that emergency comic.
Oh wow!
Yeah, I got to try to pick that up. That's cool. Yeah, Charlton published 4 issues, and the magazine featuring Neil Adams, and then the John Byrne was a wow. That'd be awesome. Yeah, I love emergency episode.
Dad, man, started copying Neil.
Yeah,
Sorry, go ahead.
Can you tell us about this game, Deadman?
Yeah,
workhorse was still Wheelie and the Chopper Bunch, though.
Yeah, basically, there's a spinner. There's a spinner. It's not visible here, but it controls the number of spaces you go. You can see very up to the top right. There's a blue and there's a green fire station with your color piece, and then you grab a card and it gives you your assignment. You know, whether you have to drive all the way on the other side of town on the board or whatever, and you complete 3 assignments, go to Rampart, and that's how you win. It really is just a simple game, but it's really, really cool.
But it's fun. Yeah, the graphics are great there. Yeah, so and cards and stuff. Yeah,
kind
of like the game of life
back then.
And you can still find these things around to some degree on eBay and things like that. That's how we got this, and then some of the old Blockhead Fisher Price things we did through eBay years ago. But it's really this is a good simple game that if you love the show, really easy to play.
It's a great graphic to have out there too, though. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Hail to Das Wolfen. Great to see you. Hope you had a good Thanksgiving. So let's see if this is available on eBay. Oh, I'm gonna go buy it right now. No, maybe I'll ask for it for Christmas.
Go for it.
Emergency game. Oh, here we go.
Make sure you get a complete one, Mark. You don't have to miss any cards.
$9.97. Oh, not bad. Let me.
And for the most part, we've had good success. I mean, it's been a long time since we got these things and stuff, but we always had success with buying them off eBay. We didn't have a problem with getting shorted or anything like that.
Yeah. So look at this. So $10 plus. I don't know what the shipping is on this one, but I didn't know about that, man. Oh, great graphics. I love this old retro stuff.
It's a beautiful game. Yeah. See right
74.
there. Go to area something, and it tells you what the mission is. There's a spinner. Yeah, you can spin again. The others, you don't spin again. This is a very good. You got the rules inside the box.
That one's ripped there. Yeah, it's pretty common. They'd have the rules inside the box, but it's not in bad shape for 74. I got to say.
No, it
Other
really
than that.
isn't. That game looks like it's in very good condition. I mean, that wouldn't tear, but
Well, you can reprint that too if you There's ways to restore it, but
Everybody would probably fight over the red engine, but I'd want to be the green one.
I just sit here and think of retro blasting fixing the box or something, you know?
yeah.
3D printing it.
Michael, fix it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I don't think you could fix that box. Well, I mean, that would. Well, I don't know. There's stuff
Well, you could reprint it and then
I think you'd
do
find a
that.
way to make it
Michael could do it, of
presentable.
course. I mean, he's the man. That can fix it. He can fix anything. He's the Scotty of toys.
so
He was the first guy I ever saw do the what is it, hydrogen peroxide with the black light and make your white plastic toy. I was like, whoa! I was like sending this to people, like, check this out. It's the most amazing thing ever.
Yeah.
You know, and as an action figure collector, well, no, Clavy, you laugh. We actually did that with an old X-wing. We got it and put it in there and brightened it all up.
I
Man.
know he did. I saw
Great.
it. I love it. I love watching his restorations. I've seen them all.
Mm-hmm.
It
Great
does great stuff. Yeah, I actually got a new old Star Wars game from Empire Strikes Back, and it had an action figure in it. I'll have to pull that out and do a video on it. Leave the figure in the box, but it's got one of the, it's a basic game like that too. But still haven't played it. But that was so cool because they did that in the, when Star Wars came out, they did have some old games, I believe, with action figures in the, one action figure in the game, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
But I think it's time for Maddie's daddy to turn into a pumpkin. He's got to run. So we want to let him head on out. I'm sure he's got to
Good night,
get up
Steve.
early with Maddie.
Good night,
Is he there?
ladies. Good night, ladies and germs.
Good night,
All right,
Steve.
buddy.
Thank you
Good to
for
see you,
having
bro.
me. It was a pleasure being had, and I'll stop ripping off old
you know-
comedians' jokes now.
Good night,
Yeah.
Steve.
Oh,
Thank you, Steve. Have a great
Take it
week.
easy, buddy.
Yep. Say hi
good
to
night,
Maddie.
ladies.
Have a good one, man.
Night, sir.
Will do.
Be good.
Bye, y'all.
Thank you.
Mark, can I say a little bit more about this emergency thing?
Oh, sure. That'd be awesome. Yeah.
Because basically, let me see if I can share another screen with you.
Yeah. If you have another screen to share.
And let you take a look at it. Basically, there is a museum in LA County that is dedicated to fire museum, and it is it hosts the engines 51 and squad 51 now.
Nice.
And sometimes the actors that are still alive do appear out there and stuff like that. But I mean, this is how big that show became and was, is that they restored, they kept the engines and things like that. It's got its own toy lines. I mean, if you just look a little further, you'll see the toys of the things. But what I found fascinating that I came across this last year was this museum was just amazing to go through and look, and it had a lot of throwbacks to the show itself. See, like here they had something with the 50th anniversary there. You see right here. Actually, earlier this year there was a celebration there.
Oh wow, that'd been fun to go to 50 years of
Absolutely.
emergency.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, it's really because it
Oh, when it was at
like
8 p.m. Oh, sorry, Devin. Stop there.
Yeah.
Go down. Go back.
8 p.m.
Emergency.
Saturday nights.
Yeah. Okay. So my memory was semi. I thought either Friday or Saturday. Well, of course. Hey, not super. The show's either gonna be on Friday or Saturday night, but
Then it was a
It must have been
syndication
Saturday
late at night forever.
yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
But watching
Saturday
the first
night.
one with Grandpa. Yeah.
Yeah, and like it says at the bottom, they own over 60 apparatus and photographs of stuff of the fire service. Emphasis on LA County, and it's got a number of the emergency artifacts too, specifically the vehicles. So there's it was interesting that they had you think about a show that's 50 years old like that, whatever, but
Yeah.
the restoration, the fact that they kept, like I said, you can look and see about the museum, the collections and stuff, but I'm not sure which the museum itself here, but see the collections. Anyway, there. So they basically, you could browse through this and get lost in all the geeky stuff, all the fire department stuff.
Yeah.
You know, if you're into it, but it's interesting how they don't it's not only celebrating the actual real firefighters, but the TV show has been brought into it also. So if you get a chance, you might want to look at that website
really
sometime
cool.
and take a look, because it
Can
really.
you put that in the chat too?
The link?
The link, yep.
Yes, I will do that. I will try to
Thank
do that. Let me just go ahead and take it down then. And
No, well, you can leave it up. Yeah.
Oh, sorry,
Yep.
sorry.
No, that's all right. It's all good.
So.
That's interesting stuff. Yeah, I think you can still walk by the station too, or drive by the station. The station.
Yes, because technically it was an active fire station. I believe it is still active to this day. They but it had a different number, obviously.
Yeah.
I thought that they had more of a specific. I've seen it. I can look for it in a second and see what it is. There was something that actually told what fire station number it was. I'd have to look at it. But basically, you go out there and look at it. There's the show itself and the collections. See, like the apparatus collection here.
Quite an extensive museum. Yep.
Oh man,
Sure.
they go way back. See the 1800s.
And a lot of people love this stuff. I love it, but a lot of people are really into old fire and vehicles like this, and this is up my alley.
Yeah, so if you ever get to LA, you know, you put this on the agenda. So I mean, and you look at see how they
Ghostbusters.
they had changed over the years. These two, the open hood, you know, in the first season of Emergency, they had the open hood, open top fire engine.
Yeah, it's California. It doesn't rain. LA.
Yeah. Yeah, and
why spend money on a roof?
Exactly.
There's no way to see, right?
This one, I think, is a Crown or something. The 51 with the roof that we know of, the one we all really liked. Yeah, I can't remember if it's called the Crown or something. It was a very well known and top of the line engine at the time. Like I said, I have to. Let's see. This is more of their stuff. There's not. I think there's a separate. I might have gotten. Let's see.
Yeah.
There. I know that they had more stuff with the emergency show itself, because I went off into the museum stuff. But you know what? There's plenty of stuff there.
Yeah, go
emergency
explore it.
Show. You can explore it, and you know it's just interesting how the stuff. You know, I guess I'm geeking out a little bit tonight. I found something that we can talk about that is not
kind of what we do here, isn't it?
Yeah,
what's that?
That's right, dude. That's what we do here, buddy.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, it's really neat. I'll go ahead and take it down unless you want to keep looking. Or you?
Well, yeah, I was going to show the real station here. So leave
go ahead.
If I want to go back, or whatever you want to do. But
there you go.
The real station. And one thing I want to mention when you're talking about the vehicles, if you watch the show, Gage is driving I think he's driving an old Porsche, and if you look it up, I think it's worth like $200,000-$300,000 now. An old Porsche convert. In one of the episodes, he trades it to DeSoto, who's got a Land Rover, which everyone loves now, like a 70s Land Rover, which is also worth like $100,000 or $150,000 now too, or something ridiculous. And they're trading, so they trade the Porsche and the truck, and then after a while, the wife is like, I love going out in your old Porsche, and they both kind of miss their old cars, so they trade them back. And one of the other episodes are also fixing up one of the old engines in the station, which is I don't know if you've seen that episode, but they're trying to restore it. But here's the actual location, I guess. Let's see. I think they've got pictures.
Remember that episode where Gage he had kind of a bad day, and he went out and he drank a lot and got in a bunch of bar fights and stuff, and ended up like face down in the gutter, and like somewhere in the like really low part of town, and DeSoto had to come find him, and they got attacked by different show. Sorry.
No, that was a different show, I think.
Nothing bad ever happened to them on that show. They were just like straight up just doing their. It's kind of interesting. It was very Jack Webb. The characters didn't have problems really.
Yeah.
There was everything was about business. Like it was, which is kind of cool actually. It was Adam 12. It was Dragnet.
Well, they had trouble dating. Like, this is the real station now. They've got, this was on the show. They got a gym in the back now. Fireman got
Yeah,
stay in shape.
it was. Yeah, real life active fire station.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can.
That's how you learned about that sort of thing. You watched this show because
Yeah.
it wasn't a drama about like they would do now, or Hill Street Blues or any of that kind of stuff. It was just fact of the matter, the procedural in a sense, like what happens, and it was no drama at all.
You know, one thing I
just
did
to
not
listen to characters.
One
Just
thing
the
I did not
facts.
realize till just a few years ago that the guy Bobby Troop that played Dr. Joe Early
Bobby Troop,
actually
that's
was a
right.
singer and a
Route
musician.
66.
Yeah,
Yeah, he was on in the original MASH movie. Bobby Troop.
yeah.
Yep. Great singer. Yep. And his wife in real life, Dixie, was also a singer in real life too. Yep.
Yeah,
Hey, Michelle.
We
Dale.
all watched it for Dixie.
Hey, Michelle.
You
So,
know,
yeah, so they
60-year-old.
they named the station Ralph A. Snyder. I'm not saying his name correctly,
Senator.
but he's the creator of the show, and he became actually very involved with EMTs and fire rescue and the fire department. So the station's named after him. They'll show one of the pictures as the plaque. But yeah, this is the station that was filmed.
Yeah.
It's a small station. It's not big, but if you look on the map, you can. You can
Well,
actually
last time you watched,
see where it
was
is.
the last time you watched this show?
Probably last year. But I went through and watched every episode again in order.
Mhm.
And I probably never never seen, back when you're watching it, now you can stream through everything and see everything. But yeah, here's the famous kitchen, right?
Yep.
I'll have to show some turkey next. Yep.
Yeah.
That's the famous kitchen.
Yeah.
Here's the plaque. Here's the plaque. Yep.
Yeah, 127 was chosen because of its location and lighting. They had another that they were going to choose, but it didn't work out. And it was the 1973 Ward La France. That's the one that was the top.
France,
that was a big thing for fire trucks back then.
Nice.
And
Yeah,
of course,
so this,
KMG 365, the famous call line.
yeah, that's for sure. Yep. So emergencies began in 71 when he filmed the pilot, aired in 72, weekly audience of 13 million. The show brought attention and acclaim to LA County Fire Department. More importantly, it showed public officials across the nation that lives could be saved by local paramedic programs. As a result, Bob Snyder can be credited for making significant contributions to improving emergency medical services. His involvement and commitment was so intense and his study of emergency service so thorough he became an expert in the field. In 1975, he was appointed to the county's Emergency Medical Service Commission, where he served until his death in 1982. So imagine that he was in Hollywood and became a real life, not activist, but real life expert in the field, and was promoted it across the country. Yep. So then they renamed Station 127, so it was named in his honor, which is a great tribute. Really made a difference in real life. So it's just fun as a kid, to see this stuff.
Yeah,
it's brings back.
You showed the pictures of the fire station, but Rampart General Hospital, also that's the same, similar thing. That was actually a real life hospital, Harbor General Hospital.
It's gone now, though. They knocked it down. I looked it up.
The hospital. Oh man.
Yeah, the hospital's gone. Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's the map where it is. Yep. Because we were out there. I was going to try to go see it, but it was kind of out of our way when we visited. But there's a Jack in the Box right there.
Oh man, come on! You gotta leave Rampart up. But yeah,
Rampart.
There it is. Yep.
Apparently, it was located
Rampart 451.
reasonably close to the real life 127. Also, it would seem like it'd be reasonable to respond to.
What's the music?
Let's
Bop, bop, bop.
So here's the here's the station, right? I mean, it's not a big
Still
station.
there, huh?
It's right next to a Honda
That's it
place.
right now?
So
That's
it right now.
Is there much around there besides? Is there much around there besides dealership?
No, not much. It's a Honda dealership, right?
Oh, we both tried that at the same time.
Oh, we both added it. Yeah.
Hey, Pat. So there's not much around there. Just the looks like a tire place, maybe like a dealership,
Yeah.
and not much.
What's that place there? Yeah.
Just some businesses, but
Yeah, it's not. I mean, there's not a
Yeah.
lot there. I guess you could just go park here and walk down and check out the station. I mean,
To Clobby's
Where's this?
point with the call, I loved it when it was
Yeah.
like it was 12, like 15 different tones. You knew stuff was hitting the fan, but what they said was that that call is initiated by Motorola Quick Call 1 unit. That's and then, of course, for larger incidents, you could hear a bunch of different tones for many stations. But of course, each sound was unique to a specific station. But
And
a
of course,
Motorola Quick Call.
and here's the back of the station too. You know, this is what they filmed where they had the fire truck back there. They were trying to restore. It's back there too. So, I mean, that was what was back. I guess of a basketball
Not a big
court, but
station, is it?
No, not
Doesn't
not
seem
big.
like a big
Yeah.
station.
No, it's the fireman would park back here, and is that a pickleball court in the back there? It looks like. I wonder, or
Something.
tennis or volleyball, something.
Well,
Yep.
they're using it for parking lot right there.
Yeah, so it's next to a Honda.
Yeah.
next to
This is
Honda
recent
place.
pictures, huh? These
Well,
are
it's
recent,
Google
probably recent
Maps, so,
pictures.
yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not that big. And then here's then you can go to Del Taco's fast food. There you go, and a Jack in the Box right there, right here.
Jag off in a box.
There you go.
I can always call it jack off in the box.
Oh my God, Clobby.
Sorry.
I'm
So
not
I've always
eating in
called
that
it jack
restaurant
off
now.
Okay.
Well, there must be something going
Sorry.
in there now.
It's just too
And
an
there's just
obvious
a storage.
joke. Can't help it.
You juvenile.
Yeah, it looks like a relatively calm area, or like a
industrial.
industrial type of an area, I believe.
Well, back to
All
what
right,
I said.
Wilson.
Yeah, back to what I said earlier, Mark. Though Mike Stoker, who's a firefighter engineer, the guy that did the Laward France, whatever it is.
He drove the truck.
He was an active firefighter. He possessed a Screen Actor Guild card, so he was cast in the series. You know,
There you go.
so there, you know.
Cool. Where is this
think
again?
this was-
By the way, it's Long Beach.
Yeah, this was the hospital, but it's been knocked down or rebuilt. So that wing or whatever, you'd see it because I marked it on the map when I went to California. Let's see if I drop the little dude down here. Can I drop the dude down here? Let me drop the dude.
Lost my chastity in a Jack in the Box. Says, hungry boy, you lost in a Jack in the Box, and I'm presuming it means the restaurant. Wow. Wow, hungry boy. What a place to. Okay.
I don't know why it's not letting me.
Oh my gosh, where are we going?
I don't want. I'm not sure putting that clip up.
What?
Hungry.
I'm not. But
Watch out
anyway,
for the deep fryer.
yeah. All right. Well, let's
Jesus
show the
Lord.
deep fryer.
Yes.
Deep fryer. Yeah, it's time for some turkey.
Yeah, let's show the turkey. So let me get
That
those.
was awesome. Thanks, Mark. That was actually fun.
Oh, it was fun. I love
Thanks.
emergency. So, oh, and before I do
Yes.
that, there's
Wait for the remake.
There's
gosh. Yeah, please.
Dad
don't.
Man. This is on sale. So let me share my screen back.
Yeah, please don't look, Mrs.
Yeah, Mrs. So here we go. This is for Dad Man for Christmas. We're ruining the supply, but
God damn it,
Peely
Mark.
is on sale for Cyber Monday
Peely.
for $15, and there's the 4-inch guide's $6. So you can get Peely
God
from
damn it,
Fortnite.
Mark.
God damn it! You gotta get that for Christmas, Dad Man. They got Doggo, P1000, Abstract, but yeah, I think Dad Man. Hopefully, Santa will bring you that.
We'll see. We'll see. I'm a banana myself, man.
So let's say here's the turkey picture. So let me go show the turkey. Let's close all these down. Oh, I gotta save this episode of this clip of emergency. Wow.
Emergency.
Oh, that Dad Man.
In color.
they put a tube down the stomach to relieve the pressure, just in case you're wondering. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That'll usually do the trick.
Yeah.
Dr. Early was magic with those tubes and inserting them many times.
Yada yada.
Let me turn the sound off because I put Adam Sandler's turkey song to it on my shorts, but on so they have, and they're actually going to add. You'll be able to have some music on YouTube. They're going to allow. It looks like oh, there we go. They're going to have licensed music now. So here's the turkey going in. So what I usually do for safety, and I got a thermometer there, but what I usually do before you put the oil in, and of course I do this, I always do this outside. Someone was asking me, like, do you do this? I saw someone doing this inside in their kitchen. Do you think that's safe? Like, and we're just talking about emergency and firefighters. It's like, definitely not safe. So what I usually do is before it's hot, I put the turkey in the pot, and then I fill it up with oil, and get the right level. In this pot, you never want to go over that kind of rim there. And if you do a little bit less, even if you don't cover the bird, you'd leave a little bit uncovered. It's okay because there's so much heat in there. So and the oil is just boiling and splashing. So you always want to keep it in this particular pot. You want to leave it like 4 or 5 inches from the top, because if you fill it too high, it's going to splatter everywhere and make a big
And
mess.
you thaw the bird completely, right?
Oh, and I put it in the refrigerator.
Yes.
Don't put it on your countertop and defrost it that way. You should always put the bird in your fridge, or you can put it in. You can actually defrost it in water more quickly. But it's always good. Just put it in the fridge for a couple days. I did like 4 or 5, depending on the size of the turkey. It can sit in your fridge at a low temp.
24 hours for every 5 pounds.
Yeah, there we go.
So how crispy do you get yours? I mean, because I had one the other day that was kind of extra crispy in certain parts, like on the wing and stuff like that. I was wondering if it was a little overcooked, but does it always have to be crunchy? I mean, I know a smoked turkey's one thing, but does a fried always get crunchy?
Well, the skin gets really crunchy. That's what's really good about it. But of course, as you can see, I'm a gadget guy, so I got a thermometer there, so I can tell what the temperature is going to be. And so you see the if I pause that there. Oh, stop moving, Mark. So I've got a temperature for the thermometer and temperature for the bird. And what I do too, I trim away some of the skin and fat and use that for dressing. And any of the giblets or anything that's in there in the middle, the neck, you throw that into I boil that, kind of render it, get some, make some to help you make the gravy, because that's the one thing with the turkey in here, you can't. There's nothing for the gravy, right? So
okay, I was wondering about you when you said you were taking off skin and all. I'm like, wait, what?
Well, I trim the end, some of the skin.
The Pope's
No, I got
nose
you. I got you. There's no such thing as bad skin on a bird. So
so you trim a little bit of that, and then but I save that and I put it in the pot to render it, and of course you got to tie up the bird too. So let's see here. This is another. So here's it cooking. You can kind of hear that, right? Yeah. With the bird. So I have the setup with.
That doesn't make the stuffing too greasy, Mark.
No stuffing in there, Yeah, no stuffing in there. Yep. So, but God, it came out. I think this is the best one yet, because I cooked it just. My son was helping me, but cooked it just right. So there's my setup with the ladder. So I have a pulley hooked up, and you can get that stuff at Home Depot. You just got a pulley going down, and then a block, to tie it off. You don't have to do that, but I of course go overboard. But it does make it a lot easier to raise and lower the turkey in and out. So that works pretty good. I've done it on a camp out before. We made a tripod on a camp out of wood and used it to raise and lower. I mean, it's overkill, but it's kind of nice so you don't have to worry about dropping. My son's very excited there. Always on the phone, these young kids. There's the There's
Mark,
the,
what backs up to your house? Is that like a mental institution or something? Good Lord.
that's a
Yeah.
church, actually.
A church.
Arkham
okay.
Asylum.
Yeah, it's Arkham Asylum. Yeah, let's see if I see the. Yeah, so I just attached a pulley there, and so you can raise and then there's a block, a cleat on the ladder. I just attach it to the to the old ladder right there. Yep. So you cleat it off, and you want to go to 170, I think 175 is a good temperature. Once it really goes up fast. Hey, Matthew Pounder.
Hey, Matthew.
Pleasant. I can't say that. I gotta watch how I say that. That's gonna be tough to say quickly.
Hey, pheasant
What?
fuckers.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, you could
Watch
trip
how you
up
say
saying
what?
that. You could trip up
Saying what?
pleasant pluckers.
Pheasant pluckers.
Oh, Lord.
And then here's the finished bird. Yep. Yeah, so you could definitely overcook it, Dad, man. Especially the and you can't do it with the pot. You can do like a 17-pounder max with that pot that I
Yeah.
have. So
Wow.
you got to be careful with what size you do. So here's let's see. So here's my helpers, my kids. Got to get them in the show. So there's the setup there.
Did
So
you
you
fry
just gotta be
anything else that day?
No
Maybe
calamari.
fried
was
some
fried.
pies or something? Okay.
Yeah, deep fried pie. Yep, deep fried pie. Yep. But it came out. It's not greasy at all. Like it's gonna be
No,
greasy.
not
It's
at all.
just
Just
That's
real
the
moist.
best.
And do you like the
Oh,
white meat,
God.
Klobby, or the dark? I think you like the white meat.
Oh, yeah,
don't
white
you?
meat. I don't like dark meat at all.
Yeah, dark meat's
So-
gross, man.
But the
Although
white
on a
meat
fried
came out
turkey, there's not
fantastic.
so bad because I would even eat the legs. Yeah. But
Yeah,
yeah,
the legs
generally
are
I don't
good.
like the heart. I don't like the dark meat.
But the white meat
Wow.
was fantastic, and when it comes out too, and it's all crispy, and the skin is crispy. Oh, the skin is so good. You're not supposed to eat the skin.
Yeah,
I
the
guess,
skin's
but-
the great. Oh, nose. Oh, and that one, no.
Oh,
it's
so good.
fantastic.
Oh, so good.
You're killing me.
Yeah, it was so good. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how these pictures.
We've been
look,
out of
but-
turkey since Friday, so I had to have other stuff the past 2 days, and I'm already missing it.
Clobby, what
Yeah.
sides did y'all have this year?
Oh, usually, get my mom's fantastic dressing that she makes, and my sister-in-law makes the best mac and cheese ever, so that's what I love. And she always
Oh,
makes,
that's good.
in addition to the turkey, she makes roast rice and gravy, which you can have most of the times of the year, so it's not a big deal to me. But I
Right.
love the gravy on my
What kind of
turkey
gravy?
and my roast, roast and gravy, roast rice and gravy. It's just roast, typical roast, gravy from roast. But I love that gravy on my turkey and on my dressing. It makes it
Yeah.
really. It's just the roast. I'm like, yeah, it's good, but I can have that any time of year. She makes it a lot. But turkey,
Right.
is rarer. So yeah.
Yeah.
So we have the base, and there are all kind of other crap too that people that I don't touch probably, but for the most part, that's the good
Well,
stuff.
wow. Two things. One, that convinces me the bird I had the other day was overcooked, and that looks nice. The other bird was awfully dark. And two, it proceeded me to go get some ham and cherry pie. So
There we go.
There
Now
you
we're
go.
talking.
absolutely.
We had a lot of good dessert too. So
Yeah, a lot of Cool Whip too.
A lot
Yeah,
of cool.
we got a bunch of apple Hubix pies that went over big. That was a
oh yeah,
pie
Hubig's-
company in New Orleans, all that burnt down about 12 years ago, and they just started
Yeah.
making the pies again. So everybody's going
Those are
kind of nuts
very
about them. So we
famous.
knew somebody, and we got like a dozen and brought them. Yeah,
See that right there? I would steal and just run away with it. Boom. I'm
Yeah, it
running.
was so good. That white
Oh,
meat was so
God.
tender and so
I didn't even eat
juicy.
the dark meat in that case. But yeah, the skin. Oh god. See, again, our turkey was really nice. Don't get me wrong, but you don't
Yep.
get something you and my brother. I need to smack upside the head because, he was in Orlando and he made 2 of these, just like you're doing. I'm like, my
Okay.
God, fried turkey's the best.
we couldn't do it
And-
because my brother was in Florida this year. But it's very communal, and we do it. We actually have people come over, and we like fry 5 or 6 turkeys. And then I
Yeah.
really wasn't joking, Mark, when I asked you that. We cut up a bunch of stuff and fry it afterwards. We'll like bread some stuff and fry a bunch
Yep.
of potatoes and stuff.
Yeah, I could have fried some stuff.
and
in
just
there,
eat it
actually,
and drink a
Yeah.
couple of though they drink some beers, I just drink a couple of Diet Cokes and just sit out there and chat on Tuesday night. We do it like a couple of days before and then let it sit. And, yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
So pop culture. Yeah. So there's a box of deep frying oil you can get at I get it at Restaurant Depot, but I think it's a mix of. I'm remembering. I think it's a mix of peanut and canola oil.
Canola, yeah.
I think
It's
'cause of the-
40-60 that we use, yeah.
Yeah, so that gives you some good flavor. Plus the temperature that it spontaneously combusts is higher. I believe on the peanut oil. I'm trying to remember, but if you use, depending on the oil, you want to make sure that you're using, that, and it tells you on the box too what temperature. So I usually cook the bird at 350 is a good target. But if it goes, it's tough to control. But you don't want to go over 400 with certain oils because then that's when you can get into trouble, and then the oil can catch on fire, and then that's ruins your day. So, and then what kind of spices? So on this, you could brine the turkey overnight. I just put a little salt on it before I threw it in the pot. But I don't really think you need much. But some people swear by brining the turkey overnight. If you just Google, turkey brine recipe, the one thing you want to make sure, of course, is that the turkey's really dried off before you put in that oil, because oil and water do not mix.
Well, Mark, I mean, you're talking about fried turkey. I'm used to, just baking them or steaming, smoking them.
Yep.
For seasoning that, we just stick 2 sticks of butter into the skin,
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if you could butter and frying
No.
makes sense.
I wouldn't do that.
No, yeah, but what you can do is you can obviously put some spices on it, but it kind of goes away. But you'd have to brine it ahead of time, and I just put some salt on it, lightly salted, just a few minutes before. But I don't know
it doesn't need it. It's you got such the moisture is so locked in when you do it that way. You don't really need to do all that.
Yeah, some people swear by the brining, but it locks in the flavor, like Pat said. Fried triple, no fried triples are served for Thanksgiving. Yeah. But so we had that, and that was one of the best turkeys I've had too. Plus, with the right out of the fryer, you're just, oh man, this is so good. You're like, this is awesome. The smell and the taste. And my father-in-law loves it. At first, he wasn't sure if he was like, oh, it's not going to be good. I'm like, trust me, it'll be good. Yeah. And so.
But my favorite part of the turkey, what I like doing with the turkey, after it gets cut, stripped, take the legs, wings off. I just like ripping apart the carcass.
Yeah, getting all those little bits and pieces in there.
Yeah, there's so much meat that you don't normally get because that's good meat in there if you just take the time and dig.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And then what we do at the end.
Homemade cranberry?
No, this is my debate too. All right, well, let's end this poll. So do you still have a CD player? 78% said yes. So let me save that. Save that. So let's see here. Let's
make sure you have I don't eat cranberry choice also.
Yeah. So all right. So here.
Yes.
So 78%.
Or whether it's in a can or fresh, I just scrape it in the garbage. Yep. That's the.
So everyone vote now.
Right.
Oh, I don't know.
We had a poll. Oh wait, sorry.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Everyone voted. All right. I guess Stabman, you voted?
Yes, I voted on that one. Yes.
79. All right. So 79% still had CD players.
Yep.
Which is cool. Yep. All right. So let's do a new poll, a cranberry sauce poll. Let me type that up. So and then smoked turkey is awesome too, I gotta say. But I think I like the deep fried a little better, but smoked is very good too, I'll say.
Yeah.
But the oven, once you've had those two, the oven turkey, I mean, yeah, you've had good oven turkey. It just can't compete. I mean, it just what do you guys think?
What? Fried?
Smoked, fried, and oven. What I mean,
I like it all, but I mean, I love fried the most. I mean, it's just incredible.
Yeah, fried's pretty good.
I'm more of an oven baked guy, but fried's not bad.
Fried's not bad. Yep.
Nope.
Okay, let me add this poll here. Start a poll. Do you prefer how do I word this? Prefer canned. Okay, I do 3 choices.
Probably should
Guess I can-
probably should in case the people that don't use it, because you're talking
Yeah,
about
yeah.
fresh.
Yeah, canned, fresh, and extra rolls.
Yes,
Yeah.
damn, Pat, I like the way you think.
It's like when you go to Raising Cane's, I'd like to substitute that for an extra piece of Texas toast, please.
Pat, I like the way you think.
Well, thank you, sir.
All right, so here we go.
I'm hopping online so I could vote on the iPhone.
Here we go. Canned or fresh? Yep. Gots to know. Yep. Here we go. But this is I always for years I always say I want the cranberry sauce in the can. I'm in the can guy. I can't have none of this fresh stuff. It's got to be
Hey, it
the
didn't
jellied.
for my vote. There we go.
It's got to be the jellied stuff. Yep. Yeah, you make cranberry sauce from scratch. Wow. Jellied cranberry sacrilege.
Wow.
See, I've had the fresh stuff, Max. I've had like the we're each his own, right? But which is funny because like then my wife one year made like this really fancy, cranberry sauce with the and I hate anything with berries in it, and I'm like, I really don't like this more. I'd rather have the canned stuff. She's like, what do you mean you want the canned? Sacrilege, like Max would say. Yeah, you heathen. Yeah.
I like a nice cranberry juice.
Yep. So there's
That's
the
about it.
table with all the fixings. I should have taken a picture before. It doesn't look great, but of course you have the mashed potatoes. We made Brussels sprouts. I think that's this is what the heck is that in there? Is that yams all mashed, or sweet potatoes, mushrooms? Oh, Clobber and Tom's favorite cream spinach.
Oof.
So
Now, cream spinach done right is
Those-
not bad.
good. Oh, that's good. Yeah, good.
Yeah.
The steakhouse. You go to a steakhouse and you get good cream spinach.
The missus got me onto that a while back. I mean, a long time ago.
No, thank you. But don't ask me because I eat eggplant with shrimp in it and a stuffed millet. So
Whoa,
I'm not
that's
throwing
a
any
weird
rocks. I'm
combination.
just saying cream spinach ain't for me. That's all.
Yeah. But yeah, cream spinach in a steakhouse is good stuff. Yep.
Because I think where I had it the first time was at Le Cellier, the Canadian restaurant at Epcot. Very good. But like you said, steakhouse.
Brian votes for canned. Yeah, same. My oldest eats a can every couple of weeks. Wine rolls with butter and the canned cranberries. Yep.
Yuck.
Poor man.
Heathens, jellied cranberries.
Yuckola.
I'm laughing. I
Oh,
love
man.
it. Yeah.
Thank God, about
Spinach
5 or
is-
6 years ago, my family switched over to like the frozen bag of rolls. For years, they would do those brown and serve rolls. Oh God, were those gross? Ugh.
Those are bad. Yeah.
Yeah, I like the Miss Sister Schubert over there. Frozen yeast rolls. That's the stuff. Right there. Maybe a nice biscuit.
Yeah. So we also had Clobber and Tom's favorite. We had these. I think this is a sweet potato. The other one must have been the butternut squash, which is
Yeah.
my favorite. And this is cornbread, like a cornbread pot. I guess what you call it, just in the tray. It's like a with
Like a souffle.
yeah, but you put
It's like
Oh, God,
candy pecans on top
sour
of your
cream in it
souffle.
or something. Yeah, so it's kind of like a wet one. Yeah. My mom's stuffing, she even admitted it wasn't that good. I had to doctor it up and fix it. The
Jelly
bread wasn't good. So no offense, Mom, but everyone said the
Jellied
stuffing wasn't good this year. Yeah.
What is jelly cranberry?
That's
yeah,
the
well,
canned stuff.
in the can, yeah.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
That's my favorite.
I
I
like
love that with my turkey. Oh, it's so good.
You are one sick puppy.
And this is the homemade, the
Oh,
homemade.
That's
but
even worse. Yikes.
that's the real, the real cranberries.
That looks lumpy, man. I don't want that.
Yeah, but that's your choice. You got the jelly, or you got the real
I
stuff.
told you
the
I
real
need more room on my plate for rolls.
And Brian says we do not mash the sweet potatoes. Yeah, we mashed everything this year, but I kind of like eating the sweet potatoes or yams, not mashed. Maybe we'll do that, not mashed this year. Plus, it's less work. But yeah, I do love some sweet potatoes. Brian Hepburn says he buys the Portuguese sweet rolls. I mentioned Max. I mentioned about against jellied cranberry sauce heathens. Jellied cranberry is a great save.
Well,
We'll see how the polls
with
going.
Max tonight.
Yeah, well, we had both on our table, so
I don't know. Pat kind of had me at trashing the brown and serve rolls. I kind of like those old school things, but
Yeah.
I'll eat almost any kind of bread to begin with. So,
Dad, man, in Florida, is it sweet potato or pumpkin pie?
have to ask the missus. I'm not quite sure because I don't touch either one of them.
Okay.
what's your
me
what's
either.
your dessert then? A choice?
My dessert, either cherry pie.
Cherry
yeah.
pie. Okay.
Yeah. I have apple or this is going to gross y'all out, but chocolate cream pie too. Like
The
Oh,
chocolate,
like just a frozen pie. Yeah, we pull one of those out. That's like where I go to.
Someone brought a what is it? A chocolate eclair pie. The
there you
other
go.
day for Thanksgiving, and I don't think I'd ever had it before. I thought it was like a Boston cream pie or something. It looked like excuse me, chocolate eclair cake. So it was a cake. Just looks kind of. It did not look like something I cared to try. I ate a piece of my mom's chocolate pie, and it was all right. There was a couple of I don't like coconut cake, but she made one of those for my brothers.
Oh, that sounds
They had
good
some other
too.
crap. And they had like a bunch of different desserts, right? So I went with the chocolate pie. Then my son starts going nuts for this chocolate eclair cake that Mimi had made. She's a friend of the family.
Oh, looking
And
good.
there it is. And I was like, but he was going nuts. He never goes crazy on anything. So I said, all right, let me try it. And I'm like, oh my God, was this good? They make it with let's see. It has graham crackers and
Well,
some
instant
kind of
pudding
stuff.
Cool Whip,
And
non-dairy
that
whip
great-
topping.
that fudge on the top. The fudge on the top's great. Yeah, it was really good.
Oh, this is like a simple one to make. I'm sure you can. There's multiple kinds you can make,
That's
but this
probably-
is a
it
fast
looks
one.
similar- I think that looks like it right there.
Yeah, so you
Yeah,
could
it was-
do.
it was really good,
What's the chocolate on top? This is no bake.
like a fudge cake type
Oh,
stuff.
with
or
just
whatever.
cranberry. Oh, with graham crackers. And then
Yeah,
you
graham
melt the
crackers.
Nice.
chocolate.
Goody McGood. Boy, this was good. Now, it's almost as good as I guess. Have any of you out there ever had Mississippi mud?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, you have because you're from down here, but I don't know if it's a thing down here. Or whatever.
Fair enough. Sorry.
I mean, anybody, Mark or Dad?
Oh, yeah, I've had it.
Mississippi
I've
Yeah,
mud?
heard of it. I don't remember having it, but I've heard of it.
Yes. Well, you got a graham crackers at the bottom, of course, crushed, and then it's just pretty simple. It's like I said, it's cream cheese or whatever, and whipped cream and chocolate pudding, and whatever else on the top. Anyway, one time somebody.
Sorry. Just say good night to pop culture.
Good night, pop culture.
Take care.
Some-
Yep. Thank you
All
for
right,
being
sir.
with us.
One time, some heretic decided to make the graham cracker crust to put crushed pecans in it. Well, I hate pecans,
Ugh.
and didn't tell me about it. This was many years ago, number of years back. When I found out, because I always loved the Mississippi mud, I went nuts. I said, "You got to be shit! Who would do this?" Well, I was mad too, man. I couldn't, and everybody's like, so it became a new rule. You don't do that with that. You don't put pecans anyway. Of course,
Well,
I
see,
know
that-
I hate pecans, but
Well, but it's such a drastic change from the recipe. It's one thing if you substitute it for a different lighter cracker, maybe some other
right.
type of dough, but to change it with a nut, especially a nut that not everybody likes.
But
I mean,
everyone
that-
loves it but me.
Yeah.
Everyone
Yeah.
loves pecans but me, so it's a weird
No,
thing. In
that's
fact,
not true. I don't love
well,
pecans.
All right, well, let me ask you this. Let me ask you this, Pat, since you're from down here. I know you know what pralines are, right? They say praline. We say
Yes.
pralines down
Yes.
here.
Yeah.
You all know what those are?
I think so. Yeah, I've heard
My,
of it.
my mom got really mad at me one year, many decades ago, because she made a bunch of pralines, and of course it's got pecans, so I won't go near it, right? But all she had just so much of those, and then off to the side was what was left over from the stuff that you put the pecans in, right? And it's basically like a white fudge type thing, is what it turns out to be. Well, I
Right.
used to every time she would get the left, I would get her to give me that, make pieces of that for me. But when she caught on to me and realized I was the one knocking it out, I was like, "Yes, give me some pralines without the pecans." She said, "You got it. It's not pralines without the pecans." I said, "All I know is I want that without the parts without the pecan." For a few years, she indulged me. And then for some damn reason, maybe 6, 7, 8, 10 years ago, she stopped doing it. And I said, I always try to get her to do it. I said, look, I don't need cake. I don't need that. If you give me a batch of that, I'm fine. Fine, just for Christmas at least. And she wouldn't. She stopped doing it. And then the other day, I get over there, and there it is. I don't know why she did it. I don't think she did it on purpose, but that's a big. She decided to, since she had a whole bunch of it left, she made the little pieces of it. It looked like a little white fudge. And we had when I just went after it, she went nuts on me, like getting mad at me because I'm like, well, you made it, I didn't. She's like, no, but it's not praline. Stop calling it that. I said, I don't care what you call it. Nobody's getting this but me.
And you have to be honest here. Even if you're somebody who loves pecan pie, you have to be honest and say that is the grossest looking pie there's ever been.
It does not look good.
It looks gross. If you like it, good for you. But boy, is that nasty looking stuff.
Mississippi mud is not in the baking aisle.
So here
I want to keep it cold too. Was this Thanksgiving morning, Mark, during the Thanksgiving parade?
How can you eat breakfast when you know you're going to be eating in the afternoon?
No, this was the day after. The day after, yeah. Oh, okay. I thought you meant the day after. Yeah. So this was.
I wait till 1, 2 o'clock to eat on Thanksgiving Day because man, ain't no way I'm going to be able to eat for once.
So these are my Star Wars pancakes. So
yes.
Crap! Now I'm wanting to go get some of those mini pancakes I have in the freezer.
Me too.
And Dad, man, these are apple pancakes. My famous apple pancakes. I should have taken apple pancakes. Oh, they're awesome. So here, I'll pull this over. So apple pancakes are good stuff. Yep. So I don't want. Let me pull just the tab over, not the whole thing. I'm gonna lose the stream. Yep. Let's see. Pull this tab over. They kind of got a little burnt, but that was a blast repulsor rays. So, but everyone got me. My sister got me the Darth Vader spatula, and all the Star Wars stuff for the pancakes. So what you do, you put them on what you're supposed to do is put them down. I forgot to spray nonstick. And I'm pointing to the screen, which no one can see me point to the screen. You're supposed to put spray nonstick in there, and I didn't. And then you lift, once it cooks, you're supposed to lift it up, and then you flip them. So it's fun. It's fun. And I did that at Pancake Fry. I was working at the Lions Club, and it was making all the kids were like, I want Star Wars pancakes or Mickey Mouse. So,
yep.
So here's the.
Is that the Death Star?
Yeah, so you got you got.
I guess that's a good one.
Yeah,
Thank you. This is the pancake.
It was okay. I appreciate it.
No, that was a good one. No, that's a good one.
You can't tell, but there's the apples in there. So you put
there's Alderaan. No, it'll be pieces.
There's Alderaan. Yeah, pieces. Yeah. So that's a good one, Donnie. I have a good feeling about.
Feel a disturbance on the grill.
Yeah. So you cut up the apple. Cook them just like you're gonna make apple. If you're gonna make an apple pie with cinnamon, brown sugar, you can put some sugar. I don't think you need sugar. Apples are sweet enough. Just some cinnamon and butter. Put a lot of butter in there. Cook your apples, and then you just put them in the pancake mix. And that's like a famous thing I've been making for years. So I don't, the pictures don't do it justice. But I should have taken a picture of all the apples cut up. But that's that's all the apples in the mix. It doesn't look so good, I have to say, but it's you just make it with like you're gonna make apple pie. Because I remember the first time I went down to Florida, I've told you the story a few times, Dad, man, and Mrs. But we went to a pancake place, and I'm like, Mom, why did they put ice cream on my pancakes? Like, they didn't put ice cream on the pancakes, did they? And there's big, huge scoops of like this stuff that looked like vanilla ice cream. It was 2 huge, massive scoops of soft butter.
It was probably whipped butter, Mark. Yeah, that's
whipped
what I was
butter.
going to say.
Oh God, it was so good. Grandma always had whipped butter at home, but not. You want to put 2 big scoops on your pancakes? That's too much butter. I'm like, that's mine. You can't.
Don't tell Paula Dean there's anything like too much butter. Jeez.
Right? Yeah. So that was good stuff. Oh, so good. So and then one last food thing we can show too. I guess this is what if you do the turkey wrong. So here's the. I show this. Well, I can't play the videos, I guess, but these are all videos of what can go wrong if you when you cook a turkey, like how not to. Well, I should never fry a frozen turkey. So I'll just skip to the. I'm sure the fire department won't mind. So if you put a frozen, they're far enough away. They're gonna.
You can call
lower
Gage
the turkey.
DeSoto. We need to.
Yeah. So here's they're gonna go. Boom. Yeah, that's quite a fireball. So yeah, not so good. So don't cook the turkey or these guys did it.
Yeah.
Did it inside a cabana or something. Like not
Jeez.
so smart.
Wow.
So
Yeah, in New Orleans, you got about a 50-50 chance it'll be raining the day before Thanksgiving. So every once in a while, some dummy will try to. We have, I don't know if you guys have those up there in Mark. We have what's called a carport. Here, you can actually have a garage and a carport, right? So they'll go under their carport to fry their turkey and catch half their house on fire.
Oh yeah, because if you're under the carport, then
because it's
Not good. Nope. Yeah, you're right. And again, it rained all this weekend. It was somehow Thanksgiving. It manages to rain every time lately.
They'll go outside and play
Ongoing
football down here, man. That's for sure.
Oh look, you see see what the guy did. The classic blunder of not fighting a land war in Asia is not checking your level of oil. So look how high the oil. So he didn't check. He never checked the level of oil before he's putting the turkey in. So he's
Just
holding
go
it there.
outside and do it. And be careful.
Yeah.
It's dangerous.
Yeah. See, look how high
Yeah.
the oil's actually pretty low there. Oh, but it's a small pot. It's a very small pot. So that's
Be wearing gloves, dude. Your hands so close to that sucker.
no gloves. Yeah.
My father never ever fried in the house. I don't ever remember anything being fried, not deep fried. I mean, obviously in a pan or something like that. But he always had a setup outside. Even in the winter, if he was just gonna go fry some chicken or something, he would go outside and do it.
Well, even if you fry chicken inside, like you do a lot of oil in your with your
Yeah, you got to be very careful.
you gotta be very careful. I mean,
Now
if you
you
have a
could use
deep fryer,
if you got a Ninja, we got a Ninja now.
yeah, the Ninja air fryer, right?
Yeah,
So yep,
those are pretty good.
yep.
They're good for even making good hamburgers with those.
Yeah, you can.
But
My old man was funny though. My mom came to me one time and said, "How would you go about making fried eggplant?" And he looked at her very seriously and he goes, "You don't."
you don't.
Yes, why would you fry a vegetable? Get out of here. Go find some meat.
Well, I mean, you put in and
That was my old man. Too,
yeah,
Mark.
it's the old man. Yeah, yeah.
He was not
Don't argue
Italian.
with the old man.
Right. Now coming soon, reality show disasters. Yep. Well, yeah, because I have a deep fryer too, but it's got a, but
Right.
something goes wrong with that. I have a
Exactly.
fire extinguisher, but yeah, there's a lot of oil, so usually
Here's the
it's
trick
safer.
about the Ninja too, is that if you're going to cook for yourself, if you're home or you're like, it's the middle of the day and there's nobody else at the house, because in my house, you're either cooking for one person or you're cooking for like 10 people. You just throw a few things in that Ninja,
Yep,
air fry it,
Mm-hmm.
and you're good. Yep.
good to go.
And so here's my latest. We're gonna get out of here now that it's 1 a.m. So I appreciate
right, it's
everyone
almost
hanging out with us
midnight.
tonight. Yeah, it's almost midnight. So let's. But here's my latest short, which is one of my favorite Migos. So there's. I don't know what my.
Oh man, I had about that one so many times back then. Wear it out and buy another one. That was those were very
Yep.
prominent on the racks.
Yeah, those
Yeah,
are
and
easy to find.
Superman and Superman.
Can't find a
Those are the
green
most
arrow
popular.
though.
No,
Mm-hmm.
or
Those
Conan.
I
was in
wanted that
good shape.
so bad as a kid.
It's a great toy.
Yeah, that was a classic. Yes, that one's in good shape. So my I got that
Whatever,
as a
Amigo
Christmas
can.
present. Yeah, Spider-Man. Yeah, I can't play the.
The
The crazy thing is on the shorts. Well, I got this like
Hmm?
4 or 5 years ago, but
Oh,
on shorts you can. I guess the music's licensed, so you can play the music. So I played one of my shorts on my live YouTube show, and I got dinged for a copyright claim, which doesn't matter. I'm not monetized. Who cares?
what do you
But
mean? You can play music on the shorts.
you can play music on the shorts. You do add music, and you can look for music, and all the music from YouTube is licensed. But
There's supposed to be some kind of
Yeah, but it's not
licensing thing you
Spider-Man
could buy
music,
into
though.
that they're talking about for next year. We'll have to see how that
yeah,
works.
yeah, they're gonna add music. But they did to the Michael Bublé. Like you search Spider-Man theme, and they did have some versions of it. Not the original, but some of the stuff they do have the original. So, Pleasant Valley set it out. So good night. Thank you for hanging out with us. Let me put that link into the chat if anyone
Thank
wants
you
to
for your
watch.
cooperation. Good night.
If you play this, if you play this on your computer, you'll hear the Michael Bublé Spider-Man theme, which kind of works. But so it's been a great, a lot of fun show tonight. Let's check the poll. Got to close the poll. Let's see. Let's see how we're doing here. Let's see. Let me share the screen again. There we go. So we are at canned 29%, 36 fresh, and I should have written that fresh cranberries, but and none keep it playing 36, so it's tied. So here, anyone hasn't voted, break the tie. But I like the can, but the can's a loser, I guess. So let me end the poll. Going once, going twice. Oh, we're gonna end up with a tie. Cranberry people will not like that.
Mark, if you have any of that leftover canned stuff, will you actually put that on your turkey sandwich the next day?
Oh yeah, it's great on the sandwiches. Yeah, it's good stuff. Yeah.
What?
Do you soak a piece of bread in the gravy and use it as like your
Never
moist
done
maker?
that. I do put
Okay.
some gravy sometimes on the sandwich, but yeah,
I do too. You know what the trick is? You don't need a
sandwich.
moist maker. Use a crusty bread. Get a nice French bread or something. Nice
Yep.
Italian loaf, toast it a little bit.
There we go. And Max is calling us heathens again. No matter what the poll's about, whipped butter wins. Yeah, my grandmother, God rest her soul, always had whipped butter like out on the table. Never, none of this margarine stuff. She was all about the whipped butter.
I cannot believe it's not butter. What? Why are we heathens again this time?
I am for
What are we
liking
heathen?
canned cranberry sauce.
Oh yeah, you're always
canned,
heathen.
and was a
Right.
heathen. Yeah.
With food, you're always a heathen. So yeah, I guess we got to throw on that one.
Eating those clams.
But I'll tell you one thing though, indisputable. Tomorrow is yesterday.
Right?
It just is.
It's a classic.
Ugh.
It is. Yep.
Mhm.
Canned
Look at that big
cranberry.
old
Cans
picture of
always lose.
Sulu in front of the captain. See
Oh,
that?
I'm
Look
still-
at him getting all
still,
that.
still sharing. Yeah.
Yes.
That's Michael Shuley. Great Star Trek posters. Yep.
Great stuff. He's saying, "Hey, show should be about me, not Kirk." He's saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't forget, Mark. I'm only doing the first hour tonight because
Okay.
I'm sleepy.
Yeah.
Thank you for only
You
being
hung
here.
out this time, dude. You
Dude,
should
not
bug
only am I
out on
gonna
us.
not only did I make it to the end, when I get off, I'm gonna absolutely go turn on my family members Disney Plus because I refuse to pay for it for political reasons, and watch
hear
me
you,
some
me too.
Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special.
Yeah, go enjoy
I-
that, everyone. Yeah, that
I
was
used
that
someone
was a
else's
gooder.
codes myself, dude. So yeah, it was pretty enjoyable. You might like it. It's pretty cool.
There we go. I like those shows. I mean, they're not as good as I never. If you'd have asked me 10 years ago if what I would think would be the best of the movies, I would have never said Captain America because I didn't like the Captain
yeah.
America comic, wasn't interested in it, but by far, right? And
Oh,
isn't
yeah.
that what
Well,
you and Michael decided when y'all did your thing?
Oh, I love. Yeah, my favorite is of all of them is Captain America: Winter Soldier. But as far as the Disney Plus trash, the only things
Oh.
I've liked so far are the past two specials. The Halloween special, Werewolf by Night, was pretty good, and this was kind of fun. So, other than that, I can't stand any of the
Yeah, me
Disney
either.
Plus garbage.
But this was good. This was good. Yeah. So Max, I really love the Guardian special. It was a gooder, as Raquel would say. I don't know if she would like it, but us use the
Nah,
term.
she
It
don't
was
like
a
all
gooder.
that silly comedy
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
That's just too geek for her, I'm afraid.
So here, let me know if this works. If I say sub to @Dadman. Well, I don't know if that works in the chat, but everyone's got to sub to Dadman so we can get him to 100
Yes,
because
please
then
sub
he's
to Dad Man.
he's going to do 100 hours. He's not 100 hours. When he hits 100, he's going to do 24 hours. Is that the internet rumor, Dadman?
Yeah, that's the rumor. That's the rumor. So
24 hours of stream at once, or
Yeah.
at once. Look,
No,
if
broken
my
up into
20-year-old
4 days.
if my 20-year-old can do it, I got to step up and do it. So
can
Hey,
you guys
Jace.
click on that in the chat, or maybe I guess you can't, or maybe you can search
I
it.
can't.
I was
But you
wondering.
can in the chat. Oh, click on what?
The @Dadman walking 55. Does that work, or no?
Where?
You have to do the. I'm just wondering because YouTube added the handles, so I'm just
What are you talking
wondering.
it should take you there because that came up last week. We got that set up.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. Okay, Mrs. put in another link, so
You probably have a link in your description.
yeah,
below,
I have the
don't you?
link below. Yeah, but I'm just
Yeah,
wondering
I
if you
do.
have to.
Actually, you don't have his. You have his name here in the description below, but you don't have. There's not a link a working link.
But I
there.
have it says that's a new thing they
It
added.
says
so it's
Ad Man, but it's not. You can click on the other ones, but you can't click on that one for some reason. I'm looking at it right now in your description.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to know because Dadman was the first one
Yeah,
I
I
did that
can't
with
yet.
as an experiment.
Yeah, that came up recently with like creating the handle and stuff, and it changed it to @Dadman Walking 55. So
But you have to
Yeah.
put the looks like you have to put the youtube.com at.
I guess.
Yeah, sorry about this
Yeah.
behind the scenes
problem.
stuff, everyone. But
well, no
I just wanna
problem.
make-
Ask the missus. She's the technical supervisor on that. I'm just
Yeah,
the
'cause-
gorgeous on air talent.
Dad Man, what the hell? How did the Jags pull that one off today? You won a game, man.
I'm more flummoxed by what the freaking heck happened to LSU last night.
I didn't get to watch it because I don't have ESPN, but they blew it, but they didn't. It was like playing. It was like when you don't have to win anymore because you already got your playoff seed set.
Yeah,
I mean, they shouldn't go but
but
Texas
they had
A&M's
a national championship chance.
Texas
All they had to
A&M
do-
yeah, but Texas A&M is not quite as bad as their record, even though they're disappointment this year. But they're still going to be in the SEC championship. But
Yeah,
you're
but
right;
the
they had
thing
an
is,
outside shot at a national
if they-
championship, but not a really big one.
No, but I tell you, if they beat Georgia somehow, I just don't see how they're going to put a 3-loss team.
They're not.
Yeah, they're
But
not.
they're not gonna, I don't think they were going to put a 2-loss team either. To be honest with you,
It depends on how it plays out. I mean, if Michigan.
and here's
loses
another thing:
this
they ain't
season-
going to beat Georgia. They just can't. You're right. They should have won. They blew it, but if they had beaten Texas A&M, there was still very little chance they were going to beat Georgia. Let's be honest.
Yeah, I agree with that. So that's.
But you're right. They blew it last night. I mean, now they get to go be in the SEC championship and muck it up for Georgia a little bit. That's about it.
Well, who
If they
knows?
can upset them, and they're not going to beat Georgia.
Yeah, who knows? That's why you play the game, see what happens. You know.
You're right.
Yep.
You're right. But the Jags
they
beat
got
the
some
Ravens.
talent.
Don't mention my Giants. Oh, was this
Your
tough day
Giants,
against the
oh,
Oh
Cowboys?
wait, how about them Cowboys?
Cowboys are good.
Yeah.
Syracuse won tonight, though. It beat Boston College, but
Did they
their
really?
seasons, yeah,
They're good.
they've won.
Syracuse.
But they lost after they lost to Clemson. It was downhill, unfortunately. But
Yeah.
what are you gonna do?
Well, Mike, Saints are.
My son went to
that's
the
a good thing
game
I'm out of
tonight.
it because Saints are garbage. So couldn't even score a damn point, could they, Pat? There you go. So,
Yep.
that's a crapper whipped.
Oh,
Pat's
Pat.
gone.
Pat's gone. Sorry, Pat. So
Ooh.
everyone follow Pat S on Twitter, and thank you for being here, Pat. I don't know if you're gonna pop in, if you can pop in or not again, but it was great hanging out with you tonight. It was a lot of fun. Thank you for only staying an hour. Just kidding. Let me find. I think do I have him under Pat S or do I have him under Shrimp Lightning? Let's see here. Where's Pat's Twitter? But yeah, it was great hanging out with you. And Clyburn Times, what you got rolling later tonight on Monday night?
Oh, just the usual open Marksy Comics talk. I don't know exactly what yet, but I'll think of something, and yeah, just the usual basic stuff this week. Nothing planned. Although who knows, maybe I'll end up planning something.
And did you invite Cardi onto the Wednesday night show?
I don't know if I did or not.
Last night on.
I'd rather not
didn't-
talk about it.
Okay.
I'm just kidding. I don't know. I tried. I just don't know if he heard me or not.
Okay. Well, Cardinalson was here earlier, so
Cardinal said, "Where are you? You awake, dude?"
if he's still here, yep.
Cardinals
won't let you
in. Wake up.
forget.
Hmm?
Next
that?
won't let you forget about the travesty, the blasphemy against cranberries.
Yeah, the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man hates Ghostbusters and canned cranberries. Yep.
Yes, he does.
Yes, he does. Yep. So let's go scroll on up and say goodnight to everyone. But let me get see who's in the chat right now. Participants. So, hey, Jace Fox is here. Jason, see Jace pop
Hey.
in. But that's in that you click the participants. You can see who's there. Matthew Pounder, Max Redstone, the
What about
Misses,
Dad Man? Does he have anything planned
Pat
yet?
S. Yeah, Dad, man, what you got
Any more
going on? I know
shows?
you had your recap show tonight. I didn't. Unfortunately, I couldn't get there to. Did I won the. I had the best week ever, I guess, right?
Yes, again,
yeah.
you were the only one that went undefeated, 12-0 there. So yes, absolutely. We did the recap show. Put a bow on the SE season overall.
heard
This
You had a lady on there. Who was that? Who was that lady you had on there?
It's she's geeky.
Tennessee.
She's fairly new around these circles. So
Mhm.
it's
Cool.
She knows her sports. She knows her, especially Tennessee
Sounded
volunteer
like it.
football.
You had
It was-
Lorena, then you had her, man. Dude, the ladies.
Yeah.
Dude, the other night I had a
Football
Fortnite
talk.
stream with all women on it, dude.
Wow.
Man,
I'm
you're the Fonzie time here.
Fun.
Hey, yeah, no, I love it. I'm all for that. But yeah,
There you go.
yeah, but we tied up the season this year, recapped. So Thursday night at 9:30, we're going to have, and unfortunately, I know it's close to y'all's time, but it's like we running out of days, times, and
Don't worry about that.
getting stuff
Yeah,
in.
it's all good. Yep.
And it's like, with work schedules and stuff. So Thursday night at 9:30, we're going to actually do the 5 major Power 5 conferences championship games, preview them and pick those from
Nice.
the Atlantic Coast, the Pac-12, the Big 12, the Big 10, and the Southeastern Conference. That's the next main show that we've got. I'm scheduled to do some with Amanda Gillum on Dead by Daylight on Friday, and then of course with Mark, we do Dead by Daylight on Friday night. Fortnite on Friday night. This week might be down a little bit in terms of activity because of trying to help somebody out with something. But then next Sunday, we'll do a football recap show at 6, and I should be on Lorena Creole's show again at 8 o'clock, assuming we're going to continue with the Fast Pass history. So
Cool.
That's kind of what's going on.
Nice, yep.
And honestly, what I'm trying to do is, as football closes, I'm trying to get more non-football stuff out. Unfortunately, with the level of stuff that's taken, that kind of caught me off guard. I've not been able to produce because I want to do a lot more than just football and be known for more than just football. So be looking for stuff down the road coming out that is a little bit different.
Yep. Thank you, Dad, man. Thank you for being here.
Mark. Thank you, Clobby.
So let's give the
sir.
shout outs to everyone else who was here. So Lord Thoth
Sorry
was
about the
here.
interruption, by the way.
Oh, it was a good one. Max, we said Max Richardson. Max, hope you're feeling better. Polly's Minion was here, and the Pepperoni. Of course, Phantom Outsider. Let's see who else. Gap After Dark was hanging with us. Brian Hepburn. The Stream Element Spot. Let's see who else had jumped in. Michelle had jumped in. Say hi. So I hope you're doing well. Let's see. A lot of talk about George Takai in the chat, but he didn't show up. Pleasant Valley Picker was here. Dave G Sound. Ever Awesome Hungry Boy. Papa Cotton was here. I think I said Phantom Outsider. Narada Maximanda Bear. Dave G Sound, I just said. Rod Thunderhot popped in too. Brian Hepburn. The Mrs., of course.
Lisa.
Claude. Lisa's here. Hey, Lisa.
Hey, Lisa.
J25 is here. Off Tomorrow was here and said
J25.
Dork Lords and left. But hell, if you're still out there, you're listening. Thank you for stopping by. And this week, as I'm scrolling through the names, Tuesday night will be another Toxic Tuesday, and this week I should have the movie correct as Thunderball, not tagging the wrong movie. I did The Man with the Golden Gun instead of the correct movie, which is Goldfinger. So I made the slideshow for The Man with the Golden Gun.
Oh my! Wow.
Yeah, which is bad.
Well,
So
don't forget this week is For Your Eyes Only. Don't forget.
For yours only. Okay, I'll make sure. Yeah,
You know it's Thunderball, dude.
I know it's Thunderball. Yep. So
Let's
we're
make
going
it
in
sure.
order with
Testing it.
Connery testing. Yep. Also, Cardinal Sin was here. Trevor Cunningham. Dave was here. The real Dave, not the Dave that we're making fun of. Let's see. I said Trevor. Let's see. Who else am I missing? And Donnie Pearson, of course. Yep. And who else was hiding? We need that. They could let you play that Jeopardy theme. That would be good when you're doing this to play that Jeopardy theme. Someone should license that. All right. Well, Das Wolfen was here too, and I know I missed someone. And thank you, Dad Man, as well for hanging out with us. Kal-El was here. How can I not say Kal-El? I think I said Das Wolfen. I got to make a list. When when people show up, that's a smart way to do it. But really appreciate everyone hanging out with us for this Thursday night. Thursday night, Thanksgiving night was special. It's a special Thursday for us. Oh, Krampus Jeebus is here. Have to work till Friday. So great to see you. So it was a great hangout post holiday, and get back to work tomorrow. Everyone, sorry. But it's a nice break for us. Yep. Oh, and 70s. Yeah, he's doing the Bond theme song tomorrow.
Nice.
Yeah, some great stuff. Yep. Oh yeah, I'll just tell him I did Never Say Never Again, which is a remake of Thunderball. The rights issues on that one are crazy. So it's really is a remake of Thunderball, which is nuts. So
kind of liked it though. I like.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, it was good. Yeah. So well, thank you, Clobber Times, for being here.
Thank you, buddy.
Thank you everyone for hanging out, and hope everyone had a great Thanksgiving. Hope you have a great week. This is what so if you're a vegetarian for Thanksgiving, the side dishes were not happy. So eat more turkey, eat more meat. But it was a great hangout tonight. A lot of fun. Always appreciate hanging out with you guys, and puts a good start to the week. So it was a lot of fun. And go watch. Here, put the overlay on. Go watch Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special. And hey, the Peripheral's been good. Always do this at the end when I put the thing. I remember Peripheral's been pretty good. I've been enjoying that. We'll talk about that more next week. And Stargirl got canceled, which I love. I love Stargirl. So, thank you, Lisa. Thank you very much. Yeah. So appreciate everyone being here. We'll catch you on the next Sunday Night Geekery, but watch Clobbering Times on Monday night. Check out Dadman's channel for some awesome stuff. And we'll be back with the Clubhouse on Thursday night. So Max says, let's sing the Bonanza theme. Yes, there are words to the Bonanza theme and since Dadman's here, we got to play this.
Never that way.
God damn it, Mark. Jeez. Absolutely.
We can't have the show
poor
without
old Dad Man. Why do you want to be mean to Dad Man like that?
Yeah, me to Dad Man. We love Dad Man. So
Dad Man, I don't endorse that at all. What you doing?
It's okay. I'm good for a laugh. We could all laugh
to be honest with you, Dad Man, the funniest part of it is the way Mark's evil laugh after you say it. I mean, you had a legitimate, human reaction to something. Yeah. Like we all do. We all get mad sometimes. However, his evil laugh shows that he is dangerous.
Yeah, let's see.
Never that way.
God damn it, Mark. Jeez. Yep. The evil laugh.
Evil laugh, yeah. I'm an evil guy. I'm a mean guy. Yep. All right, everyone. Thanks. And catch you soon, and have a great week. Good night, everyone. Yep.
It's 106 miles to Chicago. We got a full tank of gas, half a pack of cigarettes. It's dark, and we're wearing sunglasses. Hit it.